the rhythm of my mind. Watching and waiting, hiding in the crowd. Fired up for what I'm gonna find. Dark voices calling from another world. Tells me to leave it all behind. Hyper on adrenaline and ecstasy. Another thing too scared to go outside. Better run, better hide. Cause I'm coming for you tonight. Gotta scream, gotta bleed. With the power of the saber blade. With the power of the saber blade. With the power to destroy. We'll touch the rainbow stars tonight. In the moonlight shining. Take them all out from behind. In their eyes now blinding. So slice them all, dice them all. For to vaporize them all. Now feel the everlasting power of the saber blade. High pulsing energy within my sword. Take them down, there is no other way. Feeling like a hurricane about to blow. Here it comes exploding in your face. Do what you will, I'll take you to the edge. I will follow every move you make. Pounding with the power of a raging bull. Lost for another what to say. Better hide, better run. It's a major malfunction. Don't you go to your knees. With the power of the saber blade. With the power of the saber blade. With the power to destroy, we'll touch the rainbow stars tonight. In the moonlight shining, take them all out from behind. In their eyes now blinding, so slice them all, dice them all. For to vaporize them all. Now feel the everlasting power of the saber blade. Outside a new sun rising, no way to even stand. Passed out, there was no warning. Wait for the outstretched hand. My soul will always find you, no matter where you are. You're always near but not so far. From the saber blade. With the power of the saber blade. With the power to destroy, we'll touch the rainbow stars tonight. In the moonlight shining, take them all out from behind. In their eyes now blinding, so slice them all, dice them all. For to vaporize them all. Now feel the everlasting power of the saber blade.
Man, oh man, oh man. What a night it was in Philadelphia. The question was, all week, all year, was Cody Rhodes going to finish his story? Oh, he finished his story all right. And Cody Rhodes is now the new, undisputed WWE Universal Heavyweight Champion. And the reign of Roman Reigns, the reign of terror, is finally over. WWE truly encapsulated what a WrestleMania main event should be and made night 2 of WrestleMania 40 probably the most memorable night in the history of the entire company. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we break records. Tonight, we all express why we love professional wrestling. I got my beverage. I'm going to the OTS venue, and we're going to walk downstairs to my mother's basement. And whatever I have left in this voice, I'm going to give you guys tonight until tomorrow. But when I get there, I want to see those drinks raised in the air. And when I get there, I want to know, what the fuck are you guys drinking? I'll see you over there.
Why has Triple H been so successful? Why is Triple H running WWE better than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard on Monday and Friday night? Long-term booking.
What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. This is your WrestleMania 40 Night 2 post-show for your April 7th, 2024. I am your host, JD from New York. As always, coming to you live from the OTS venue. Thank you guys so very much for joining me on your Sunday evenings, wherever you may be. My voice is shot. This weekend has taken a lot out of me. I am deprived of sleep. I have not slept well in days. I've been on the go for the last 4 days. In and out of Philadelphia, lots of hours on the road, back from Atlantic City to Philadelphia, Philadelphia to Atlantic City. Tomorrow we go from Atlantic City to New York, where I will be back home. And every bit of it was worth it. Every bit of it was worth it. And tonight, we all sit here on a Sunday night and we express to the world why the sport of professional wrestling is one of the greatest sports known to us. And I love every bit of it. I know a lot of people had a problem with night one. I had a problem with night one. It was the most asked question of the entire day today. JD, what'd you think of night one? What'd you think of night one? What didn't you like about night one? Night one felt like a WrestleMania show, but at the same time, it didn't. Night one started off great, ended great. It was what happened in the middle that left a lot of people ultimately disappointed. The crowd was deflated most of the night for obvious reasons that they could not help. It was very cold. The stadium itself, being an open-air stadium, didn't really resonate with it being a WrestleMania crowd. And a lot of people were left disappointed by the end of the night, hoping for night two to be better. Night two, I am here to tell you all. Night two absolutely blew night one out of the water. You had absolutely nothing to worry about. Night two was everything that you wanted WrestleMania to be and more. I want you guys to understand something. I want you guys to understand one thing and one thing perfectly clear. From the word go, from the beginning of the year, if the change that we all requested did not happen, you would have not gotten the ending of this show that you got tonight. Keep in mind that this was not the plan coming out of that January 3rd reported meeting with The Rock, TKO, and Nick Khan. It was very much going to be The Rock versus Roman Reigns in the main event of WrestleMania. The fact that we, the people, had the power to change their minds is the reason why we got this ending for night two tonight. I also want you guys to be aware. You may not like Cody Rhodes. You may find Cody Rhodes to be the guy that you don't think is the guy. You may be one of those guys. I've seen several of them today holding up the ones. You may be an honorary member of the bloodline. You may be for the tribal chief, Roman Reigns, who did a tremendous job during this title run. Whether you like Cody or not, the reason why this match happened, the reason why this moment happened, the reason why you got the ending that you got tonight was because Cody Rhodes left the WWE. Cody Rhodes tried to rewrite his own story. WWE cast Cody Rhodes to the side. They didn't believe in Cody Rhodes. And he goes to script his own story. He goes and does things that WWE probably didn't look favorably at. And 7 years after being away, he's back. He showed WWE that he is the man. He showed WWE that he is the leader. And he showed WWE that he is the champion that they need. If Cody Rhodes did not go and reinvent himself and become a man in his own way, none of this would have happened. Whether you like it or not, Cody Rhodes deserves the credit for putting in the work and showing everybody never to doubt him again. I know emotions are running high tonight. I know a lot of excitement is still running in the air and will probably be running in the air well after WrestleMania is over. WWE's already thinking about next year's WrestleMania. If I know a thing or two about Triple H, he's already thinking of a main event for next year's WrestleMania, which is rumored to be Roman versus The Rock. WrestleMania 40's main event was the most overbooked, overproduced main event that I personally ever laid my eyes on. And I loved every single minute of it. Every minute of it. The only thing I would have changed, and I hope there's news coming out about it, is it was tailor-made for Stone Cold Steve Austin. I don't want to sit here and complain about literally anything tonight, but if there was one thing that I'm genuinely curious about, I wonder if there was something to do with Stone Cold not wanting to be a part of this, and that they had The Undertaker as a backup plan. This was the most overbooked, overhyped, most overproduced main event in the history of WWE. And I loved every fucking minute of it. Every single minute of it. I wouldn't change a fucking thing. This was probably the greatest main event in the generation that we're in right now. I don't want to say it was the greatest main event in the history of WrestleMania. I mean, that is a very subjective thing to say. The WWE clearly does things in stages. They do things that transcend generations into the next generation. Roman Reigns will be looked at as the greatest champion of this generation. If you're coming up watching WWE, Roman Reigns is going to be looked at as the guy. You're not going to think about the Cenas or the Shawn Michaels or the Bret Harts or the Hulk Hogans or the Bob Backlunds. You're not going to be thinking about those guys. Roman Reigns is the champion of our generation. There will never be another Roman Reigns. Cody Rhodes is going to be that guy for this Renaissance era. WWE produced one hell of a main event tonight, and I truly believe that it will go down in the annals of history as one of the greatest main events that they've ever produced. Absolutely just the perfect embodiment of what a WrestleMania main event is and should be. And I knew something funny was going to happen because the Bloodline Rules opened itself up to lead to all that chaos and all that overbooked nonsense. It was perfect. The whole match basically was a love letter to past, present, and future of WWE. You couldn't ask for anything better than that. I also don't remember the amount of times I actually had some watery substance in my eyes. I would say, and I'm not afraid to admit this WrestleMania made me more emotional than any other WrestleMania before it. Now, I don't know if that's because I love professional wrestling. I don't know if it's because the stories that were told really resonated with me. But watching Sami Zayn beat Gunther, watching Drew McIntyre win for 4 minutes the World Heavyweight Championship, only to give way for CM Punk to ruin his moment, Damian Priest cash in and become the new World Heavyweight Champion, and then Cody Rhodes winning his World Championship and handing the title that he promised he would to his mother. I don't remember the last WrestleMania. I don't remember the last time I watched professional wrestling and I had that much of an emotional attachment to what was being told, which is truly a special thing. It's what makes professional wrestling so great. Some of you might not like what happened tonight. Some of you might not want Cody Rhodes as the champion. But this was the right outcome. This was absolutely the way that it needed to be. I said time and time and time again that Cody Rhodes winning the World Championship needed to happen. The adversity that Cody Rhodes needed, this was the perfect amount of adversity that he needed to overcome. What they did with him last year was bullshit. It actually was taking Cody Rhodes and moving him backwards and not forwards. I didn't really appreciate the fact that Cody Rhodes didn't do much of anything on the road to WrestleMania as far as try and get one back on the Rock. Same thing with Rollins. But I don't think anybody's looking back at that. It was all how the final chapter was written. Nobody's going to be talking about that. Nobody's going to be thinking about what was missing, what could have been done better. It was the final chapter that was written tonight that people are going to be talking about. And for Cody Rhodes, it was absolutely perfect. I wouldn't change a fucking thing. WWE knocked it out of the park tonight. And I don't think we'll ever see anything like that ever again. I don't think we'll see another Roman Reigns title run like we have from anybody. I don't think we'll see another main event like that ever. And I truly believe Cody Rhodes is the guy. I truly believe Cody Rhodes is going to take WWE into the future. And I do think that a lot of us, whether you like him or not, I think Cody Rhodes right now is the perfect candidate to take WWE into what he's calling the Renaissance era. I'm excited to see where he goes with it. And I've been saying it all week. There is absolutely no way you watched the show tonight and thought legitimately that Cody Rhodes was losing. Everything that led up to tonight, there was no other way for the outcome to go. And Cody Rhodes is now the new World Heavyweight Champion. We're going to go over what happened tonight. We're going to give you my thoughts on how everything transpired. But from the top, WrestleMania 40's main event will go down for the ages as one of the greatest, if not the greatest, very subjective topic. One of the greatest WrestleMania main events, one of the greatest main events in the history of WWE. They closed the show with Cody. They opened the show with Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre wrestled Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship, which was another emotional match. Another great way to start the show. This is why this night of WrestleMania will go down in the annals of history. WWE ended the show in one of the greatest ways WrestleMania has ever ended. And they opened WrestleMania 40 on night 2 with one of the greatest, if not the greatest way to open a WrestleMania. Absolutely perfect night from top to bottom. Drew McIntyre won the World Heavyweight Championship and lasted 4 minutes as champion. 4 minutes. He beat Seth Rollins, which was the right outcome. And then all of a sudden he wants to poke the bear. He wants to poke CM Punk, and he wants to gloat, and he wants to showboat, and he wants to show off his new hardware. CM Punk injured. He didn't think CM Punk was going to do much of anything to take that moment away from him. And all of a sudden, CM Punk got angry. And CM Punk ended up taking Drew McIntyre's WrestleMania moment away from him, which led to Damian Priest cashing in, finally, that Money in the Bank briefcase. And we now have a new World Heavyweight Champion, not in Drew McIntyre, but in Damian Priest. The way everything transpired from the match to the conclusion, to Drew McIntyre poking the bear, known as CM Punk, to Punk attacking McIntyre, and Drew McIntyre getting cashed in on by Damian Priest. You could not book a better beginning to WrestleMania than that. And the visual of CM Punk sitting cross-legged on the announce table while he's clapping away that Drew McIntyre lost his world championship was a visual for the ages. Fantastic. I feel bad for Drew McIntyre. I desperately wanted him to be the world champion. I think he's done the best work of his career. But it looks like Drew McIntyre either is still going to be in chase mode or, which I hope is not the case, he hasn't signed the new WWE contract yet, and they weren't going to gift him the World Championship unless he signed on the dotted line, which we haven't had any news on as of late. But that's my going assumption. It's the fact that he didn't sign a new WWE deal yet, and they weren't going to give him the championship if he had not. Bayley is the new women's champion. She beat IYO SKY. Happy for Bayley. We'll go over that. LA Knight, he went one-on-one with AJ Styles in what I thought was a solid match for the undercard. And then we got a big special guest referee spot by the one and only Bully Ray. He was the special guest referee tonight for the six-man tag team match with Karrion Kross and the Authors of Pain against Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. We're going to go over everything that happened on night 2, and I am glad you guys are here tonight. 7,300 of you in the chat and still filing on in because I know WWE's got the night 2 post-show press conference. And as soon as that comes to an end, I know you guys are going to come on over here and hang out with the #1 live stream in the entire community right here on Off the Script. And I thank you guys very much. And I'm happy to share this moment with you. I really am. Wrestling is a great thing. When wrestling is this emotional, there's absolutely nothing better. And I loved everything about what WWE did in that main event. It was absolutely the way that it needed to go. Truly, truly, truly a very special moment. Loved everything about it. And I'm glad you guys are here to share this excitement with me. And I want to get into the rest of this show. But first, I want to go over what I need to get out of the way so we can have a great stream. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Cameo. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below. I'm going to need you guys to Cody Cutter that subscribe button. Thank you for 157,000. Hit that thumbs up. We got 1,800 likes already. Let's try for 3,000. That's the goal. Super chats are open. Get them on in. We'll hang out at the end of the show. As always, go check out Night 1's review. We were here for 3 hours. Thanks to AEW's hijinks, keeping me here for another 20 minutes. We'll talk about that this coming week. I'm not even going to waste my breath on it. Go check out Night 1. Tremendous. Broke records. 100,000 views on last night's podcast. Thank you guys for all the support. Go check all that stuff out on the homepage right now. And make sure you guys check out my sponsor for tonight's show, Blue Chew. Cody finished his story tonight. Why can't you? BlueChew.com. Code JD at checkout. All you guys got to do is pay the $5 shipping and handling. I also want to thank everybody that came out to the tailgate tonight outside the Lincoln Financial Field. In the parking lot, we were in parking lot N, and it was a huge turnout. We had 300 plus people to come and hang out with Drew and I. We appreciate all of your support. Thank you guys for showing up. Food was great. Tailgate Joe was great. And you guys were great. You guys give me the strength and you guys give me the passion to continue doing what I'm doing, and I can't be here without you guys. Drew, unfortunately, had to fly home. He had to go be with his son because he wanted to be with his son while Cody won the World Championship, and he flew out of there early. And we will be talking about all this on Tuesday night. It's going to be a tremendous show on Tuesday night, so hopefully you guys tune into Tuesday Night Titans on Tuesday night. It's going to be a big one. WrestleMania Night 2. Everything about this night truly blew away Night 1. A lot of people were upset that Night 1 didn't deliver. Night 1 did deliver. Night 1 truly delivered. It was the middle of that show and Mother Nature that really put a damper on a lot of things, which you can't really help. Those are situations and things beyond your control. But the weather was better today. We were in the 60s. It was less windy. The sun was out. I'm actually a little sunburned, to be honest with you, because I was in the sun all day. And everything about tonight's show just kind of came together. It was a perfect night for WWE. Stephanie McMahon entered to a remixed theme of her original theme music. This was after God Bless America. Now, the line sheet actually said Triple H was supposed to come out and address the crowd like he did on night one, but his wife, Stephanie McMahon, came out there and she addressed the 72,000 tonight in Philadelphia. She explained that she was at WrestleMania 1 when she was 8 years old, and she felt privileged to be at every WrestleMania since. She said this one was special because it was the first one in the Paul Levesque era. She asked the crowd if they were ready, doing the old DX catchphrase, "Are you ready?" And she welcomed everybody to WrestleMania. Triple H got his flowers at the Hall of Fame from Paul Heyman. Triple H has been getting his flowers all weekend from various people in and out of the company. And here his wife is out there also giving Triple H, her husband, his flowers. I am all for Triple H getting his flowers. After tonight, I don't know why anybody's thinking of the old administration. And any chance we get to shit on Vince McMahon, it always brings a smile to my fucking face. Because this should have been done years ago. You would have not gotten this WrestleMania. You would have not gotten this moment. You would have not gotten to this point if Vince McMahon was completely in charge of WWE Creative. The reason you got this is for all the reasons I previously mentioned already on this show. And one of those reasons that I have not mentioned yet is Paul Levesque. We are in for a very fun ride. And if you're one of those people that still hope and pray Vince McMahon gets off, here's a little spoiler for you. He ain't coming back. The first WrestleMania under Triple H, the first WrestleMania without Vince McMahon, coincidentally, may end up being the best WrestleMania, the greatest WrestleMania of all time. Go figure. Who's been the number one personality in the entire community to tell you exactly what would have happened as soon as Vince McMahon is gone? I'm going to raise my one in the fucking air. Me. Can't wait to see what Triple H does on Monday Night Raw, because after last year's fucking disaster, you know for a fucking fact that Triple H ain't going to let that shit slide. You want NXT call-ups? You're getting them. You want a brand new fucking WWE feel? You're going to get it. You want Raw after Mania? You want the excitement that was Raw after Mania that Vince McMahon fucking hated? You're going to get it tomorrow in Philadelphia. It's going to be a tremendous night. CM Punk was on commentary for this. Opening match, Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins. McIntyre entered to his music and was first brought out by the Ulster Scottish Pipe Band. This was a great entrance. Bagpipes were playing. We had a lineup of Scots, swords up in the air. McIntyre walked through all the swords as if he was heading towards battle. Absolutely loved his entrance. He was feeling it. They gave him a top-tier entrance to start WrestleMania. CM Punk was not impressed. He did not feel that McIntyre's entrance was enough to talk about. He didn't give a shit about it. Seth Rollins was brought out to the stage next. He made his entrance, and he was led to the stage by the Philadelphia Mummers String Band Association. Punk called Seth Rollins a goof, so he's unimpressed by McIntyre's entrance, and he called Seth Rollins a goof. So this band, who was very, very colorful, marched down to the ring with Rollins. Crowd was singing along to his song. Rollins did look like the goof CM Punk claimed that he was. And everybody, all these bandmates, they were walking around the ringside area and playing Rollins and his theme song, and everybody was enjoying it. It was like one big conga line. It reminded me of what would happen if I went to New Orleans and partied. That's what it looked like to me. Rollins got a big entrance as well. The match itself, I know I spoke very highly of their match in Saudi Arabia. I know that match to me was the best match that I think they've produced together. Epic stuff. But it wasn't McIntyre's time. This match only went 10 minutes. 10 minutes to open WrestleMania for the World Heavyweight Championship, and I think that's all it needed to go because Rollins went 45 minutes last night in the main event with Cody Rhodes against The Rock and Roman Reigns. So no matter what you think of Seth Rollins, no matter what you thought of his title reign, no matter what you think of his entrance and his theme song and the fans singing his theme, I know we've made fun of it time and time and time again. Seth Rollins also deserves his flowers as well. Seth Rollins has been a tremendous champion. Seth Rollins will be back as the world champion, but not right now. I do wonder where they go with Seth Rollins. I do wonder if he's injured because he was limping heavily in the main event while everybody was celebrating with Cody Rhodes. I hope he's not hurt again. Maybe it was just him embellishing the attack from Roman Reigns. But Seth Rollins deserves his flowers too. He wanted to be the workhorse champion. He was the workhorse champion. He wanted to make that title valuable. He absolutely did. That title's going to be in good hands. No matter if it's Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre, or Gunther. We'll talk about him a little bit later. But Seth Rollins absolutely deserves his flowers. This match went 10 minutes. I thought they were going to go right for the ending within the first 30. McIntyre, as soon as the bell rung, immediately hit a Claymore kick and got a near fall 10 seconds into the match. What a way to open WrestleMania, huh? McIntyre then goes to the outside. He chop blocks Seth Rollins and launched him on the outside with an overhead suplex, which landed Rollins right on his hip. He grabbed his wife's cell phone. Now, McIntyre's wife was sitting in the front row. He goes over and grabs his cell phone. I believe it might have been his wife's cell phone, his cell phone. I don't give a shit whose cell phone it was. He grabbed the cell phone and he tweeted from his personal Twitter account during the match. And everybody went crazy over it. The guy is just on top of his game right now. I don't know. I don't recall what he said. I think it was an easy day at the office or something like that. I love work. I love my job. Something along those lines. He live tweeted during the opening match for the World Heavyweight Championship after he took his wife's cell phone. The master troll that is Drew McIntyre. McIntyre then walks over to the commentary table. He starts taunting CM Punk for the first time in the match. Sets up Rollins for the same DDT that injured CM Punk, but Rollins countered with a pedigree. Now, Corey Graves on commentary, he did mention when Punk was on commentary that when McIntyre tried to apply the DDT, that Future Shock DDT, and when he hit the Future Shock DDT later in the match, that CM Punk watched it and winced because it's the same move that cost him 4 months of his career. So I like that aspect. Corey Graves is a great commentator. So he gets the DDT, hits the pedigree. Rollins hits a curb stomp in the ring, gets a cover, only a 2 count. They go back and forth until McIntyre hits a neck breaker. McIntyre goes for the Claymore, but Rollins caught him and hit a powerbomb and another pedigree. Rollins hits another stomp for a near fall. Rollins went for the stomp again, this time off the top. He went for a super stomp. McIntyre dodged it. They traded counters until McIntyre actually hit the Future Shock DDT. CM Punk winced on commentary because he looked at that and it brought him back to what injured him in the Royal Rumble. McIntyre then looks over at CM Punk after he delivers the Future Shock DDT. He looks over at Punk and he says, go to sleep. He's motioning that he's going to do go to sleep on Seth Rollins. McIntyre is taunting CM Punk with his signature, and CM Punk says, yeah, you're putting the rest of this fucking crowd to sleep with your match. Focus on Rollins. So he taunts CM Punk with the go to sleep. He went for the GTS. Rollins rolled him up out of the GTS, counted it for a 2 count. Rollins gets hit with a Claymore. He kicks out. McIntyre then rolls to the outside. He clears the announce table. Rollins fights him off. Rollins cleared the other table, which was the Spanish commentary table, and hit a running stomp, bouncing McIntyre's head off the table. Now, at this point, Rollins kept selling his knee every time he landed, because Rollins was hit with a chop block earlier in the match, and they really sold that in the beginning stages of this match. Rollins tried to follow up in the ring. McIntyre hit another Claymore for a near fall. He sets up another Claymore. McIntyre went and hit several Claymores that Seth Rollins kicked out of, but this was the final blow. So after the table spot, and after Rollins tried to follow up in the ring, McIntyre hit one Claymore. He goes for a cover, gets a 2 count, hits one more Claymore, and that was the Claymore that got the 1, 2, 3. Drew McIntyre finally wins the World Heavyweight Championship and is now the head of the table on Monday Night Raw. This was a very good match. Was it better than their Saudi match? No. Was it impactful? Absolutely. I thought what they did in the 10 minutes was great. I love the sell job by CM Punk on commentary when he was wincing at the DDT, because you know they're going to play into that when the eventual match happens. I love the fact that Punk was on commentary. Punk actually kind of overshadowed some of this match, to be brutally honest with you, which is not a bad thing. McIntyre didn't really win the World Championship anyway. I like the injury to Seth Rollins, selling the knee. I like that Rollins was a gritty, come-from-behind babyface. And I love that McIntyre continues to play into that heel shtick and really just kind of grinds the gears of both Rollins and CM Punk. He does it very well. And when he got the pinfall, I was very happy that we finally crowned Drew McIntyre as the new World Heavyweight Champion. McIntyre acted all emotional upon winning. Rightfully so. This is what he wanted. This is what he hoped for. He always felt like he had this moment ripped away from him. Then he goes to the outside. Rollins was looking at McIntyre in the ring. Rollins, you could see the tears on Rollins' face. You could see how emotional that Rollins got. I don't know what was said. I wish I was a good lip reader, but Rollins pointed at McIntyre and basically, from what I saw, was telling him to take care of that championship. You wanted it, you got it, there it is. But the emotion in Seth Rollins' face, the crying that Seth Rollins was doing, actually made me tear up, because I know how important that championship was to Seth Rollins legitimately. He wanted that championship from the word go. He wanted to make it into the championship that WWE needed, because Roman wasn't showing up to work every week. He was. And for him to lose it, it's basically his most prized possession. He put so much into that championship, so to see it go away obviously was going to make him very emotional. And I know what he tried to do with that championship. From a fan's perspective, I know what he tried to do with that championship and how important that championship was to him. So he got overly emotional, which made me emotional. Because that's someone who loves what he does. That's someone who takes great pride in his work. And that's someone who always has the best interests of the company in his heart. Rollins gets a lot of shit. He does. He gets a lot of shit from fans. I've given him a lot of shit over the years. Rollins gets a lot of shit for the way he dresses. Rollins gets a lot of shit for the way he acts, for the way he laughs, for his theme music. In some dark, fucking virgin-like circles on social media, some people claim that Rollins is not a great professional wrestler. These people are fucking clueless. Rollins is excellent. Rollins is... I don't want to say Rollins is overrated or underappreciated. I do think that he's truly a little underappreciated. I think that's the best word for it, underappreciated. Undervalued. I don't think people truly value the type of wrestler Seth Rollins is and what Seth Rollins truly means to the company, or any company that he's a part of, honestly. He absolutely deserves his flowers, whether you like him or not. I think everybody was in the mindset of Drew needs to win, Drew needs to be the world champion, and that's exactly what we got, at least for 5 minutes. For 5 minutes. That 5 minutes was the entire night for Drew McIntyre. And then, like the 61-degree beautiful weather in Philadelphia today, it went away. All of a sudden, he starts talking to CM Punk. He climbs on the announce desk. He starts crawling over on the announce desk like some fucking creeper to CM Punk. Showing off the title to CM Punk. He's been saying all these things about CM Punk in the weeks leading up to this match. He was talking to CM Punk while CM Punk was sitting in his chair, looking dapper, by the way. CM Punk. Still had his headset on. Even Punk told him, I can't hear what you're talking about. Why don't you go celebrate with the World Championship? McIntyre was talking shit to CM Punk. And all of a sudden, McIntyre gets onto the announce table and he gets tripped up. Punk trips him up on the commentary, swept his leg out while he was standing up on the commentary table, dropped him on the announce table. CM Punk then ripped his brace off and attacked McIntyre with it, and bashing him in the head with it. All of a sudden, Damian Priest runs out with a referee, sprinted out to his music. The crowd exploded. Priest decks McIntyre with the briefcase, nails him in the face, cashes it in. He rolls McIntyre into the ring, gives him a South of Heaven chokeslam. 1, 2, 3. And Drew McIntyre loses the World Heavyweight Championship in 9 seconds. As an official cash-in happened finally, and Drew McIntyre loses to Damian Priest. Damian Priest is the new World Heavyweight Champion. McIntyre's dreams are shattered. Legitimately, pun intended. The opening match went 10 minutes. We got 2 epic entrances. Match went 10 minutes. The emotion was there, both from McIntyre and Rollins in the match. For a 10-minute match, impressive. McIntyre wins the World Championship. McIntyre continues to tell his story and sell his story with CM Punk, who was on commentary during this match. CM Punk gets involved. CM Punk is the bane of McIntyre's existence. CM Punk didn't come into tonight's show to ruin McIntyre's moment. McIntyre poked the bear a little bit too much and a little bit too hard on the night that he wanted for himself to win the championship. And because of his actions, he cost himself the World Championship, because that bear, that CM Punk bear, tripped him up, cost him his championship, and Damian Priest saw an opening and wins the World Championship. I thought the moment that McIntyre won the championship, to him hugging his wife, to him talking shit to CM Punk, that led to the cash-in, was absolutely picture-perfect brilliant. The lasting image of Drew McIntyre in the ring when he got up from the South of Heaven chokeslam, there was a camera shot that overlooked Drew McIntyre's shoulder, looking defeated, with CM Punk in the distance on the commentary table, sitting cross-legged, clapping that Drew McIntyre lost the World Championship. Beautiful visual. Fantastic stuff. I don't know what happens to Drew McIntyre. Some people are still claiming that he's leaving the company. He may leave the company and he may join some other promotion in Jacksonville. I don't know if that's the right move for him to make. I don't think that going there would do much of anything. I think Drew McIntyre is doing the best work of his career right now. This is where he needs to be. This is truly where I think he wants to be in WWE. This is not the end for Drew McIntyre. I do think Drew McIntyre ends up signing. I do think that CM Punk and Drew McIntyre is going to happen, whether it's at Clash at the Castle in Scotland or whether it happens at SummerSlam. But clearly, WWE does not want to lose Drew McIntyre, and they clearly want to get CM Punk and Drew McIntyre in the ring to finish this feud because it's been great television. It's actually overshadowed his feud with Seth Rollins in the World Championship, which is probably part of the reason why they didn't put the World Championship on Drew McIntyre tonight. Because they feel like CM Punk and Drew McIntyre might not need the World Championship, and putting that match on a show with a World Championship on the line will probably only result in McIntyre losing anyway. If McIntyre goes into a feud with CM Punk without the championship being a hindrance, it not only opens up the feud to be a little bit more interesting and unpredictable, WWE won't have to worry about pinning CM Punk, which right now, I don't think he's had a singles match in WWE since he's come back. His Royal Rumble appearance was his only match, and he got hurt. He would have wrestled Rollins tonight at WrestleMania, but clearly that didn't happen because of what happened in the Royal Rumble. They may be building towards Damian Priest versus Gunther. They may be ready to crown Gunther as the world champion, not Drew McIntyre. Who knows? WWE wanted to give McIntyre his crowning moment, and they did. They also wanted to continue to build a feud that is clearly going to carry them through the summer with CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. Mission accomplished. They wanted to make a new star in Damian Priest. Mission accomplished. They wanted to get the belt off Seth Rollins, which desperately needed to happen because we've been over the title reign. Mission accomplished. WWE did a lot. Creatively, that made sense here. Now, when Punk comes back, I don't know. Punk, I believe, is ready to come back as soon as, I would say, June. Maybe he is ready for Clash of the Castle. Can you imagine the atmosphere for Clash of the Castle if CM Punk walks into Scotland against Drew McIntyre? Oh, my goodness. Take my money. Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk doesn't need the World Championship. It doesn't. I don't know when or where or if CM Punk wins the World Championship, but CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre is the first order of business. And right now, it doesn't need the world title. I thought what they did here with the match, the emotion, the cash-in, the commentary, WWE fucking nailed it. So night 2 of WrestleMania is off to a great start. From that, we move on to Snoop Dogg. Yes, Snoop Dogg was at WrestleMania tonight, and he was on commentary. I'm sure we were all in for a treat with Snoop Dogg on commentary. He joined the commentary team, and out comes Bubba Ray Dudley as the special guest referee for the upcoming 6-man Philadelphia street fight with Bobby Lashley and the Prophets against the Final Testament. This is AOP, the Authors of Pain, and Karrion Kross. This was a clusterfuck, and it was fine for what it was. It really was. I'm not sitting here telling you it was a bad match, but again, just like the Usos last night, Jimmy and Jey Uso, I did not care about this match coming in, and there's nothing that these 6 guys could do to get me to care coming out. It was basically, let's get this over with, and we can move both teams on to new feuds. The one thing I was happy about is that Karrion Kross got a WrestleMania match, and Bobby Lashley finally made his way back to the WrestleMania card after not being on the card last year. Basically, they gave him the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal and a fucking spot to stand there with the fucking trophy at WrestleMania last year. This match was fine for what it was. Could it have been a little bit more street fight-esque? Sure. Was there kendo sticks and chairs and tables? Sure. But it was as safe as a street fight could have been at WrestleMania. If you really wanted to sell me on the feud and why these two factions just don't like each other, should have been a little bit more brutal. Honestly. I go back to when the Imperium and Brawling Brutes feud was going on. Didn't they have a similar match like this when they were feuding? Now, that was great. That really embodied what a fucking Texas Tornado street fight match should have been. I didn't get that sense here. So Bubba Ray Dudley was the special guest referee. Karrion Kross and AOP attacked Lashley with kendo sticks right away. And Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins tried to help, but they were overwhelmed by kendo sticks as well. AOP was really swinging around those kendo sticks. Karrion Kross tried a cover, but B-Fab hit him with a kendo stick. Scarlett hit B-Fab with a trash can. Lashley gave Kross a flatliner while the Street Profits took AOP out of the ring. Ford hit a big flip dive that basically, if the barricade wasn't there to stop him, he would have landed in the second row. Montez got some height, for sure. So Lashley gave Kross a spine buster on a chair. Lashley then applied a hurt lock, but Scarlett hit him with a kendo stick. B-Fab knocked her down with a pump kick and put her through a table with the side Russian leg sweep off the apron. Kross then hit Lashley with a Saito suplex. He goes for recovery, gets a 2 count. Kross wasn't happy with Bubba Ray and put his hands on Bubba Ray Dudley. Bubba then put him in a situation where Karrion Kross was just never going to escape. He goes into his pockets. He pulls out the Bubba Ray thick-rimmed glasses and he puts them on. We got Bubba Ray Dudley with the glasses on. Kross turned around and ate a spear from Bobby Lashley. Lashley and Montez Ford held Kross down so Dawkins could hit a Devon Dudley headbutt to the nutsack. Bubba Ray then asks everybody in the ring. He asked Montez, he asked Dawkins, he asked Bobby Lashley, he asked the fans. So he puts his hands in the air and everybody, 70,000 plus in unison, wanted the tables. Get the tables. So that's exactly what they do. So they grab a table. They put Karrion Kross on the table in the middle of the ring. He's laying out on the table, and the table collapses in the middle of the ring. It breaks with Karrion Kross on top of it. So they get rid of that table. They go grab another. They do the spot they were going to do. Kross is laying on the table again. Montez goes to the top rope and hits his signature frog splash off the top rope, through Karrion Kross, through the table, and Lashley made the cover for the pin. 1, 2, 3. And Bobby Lashley, along with the Street Profits, beats the Authors of Pain and Karrion Kross, hopefully ending this feud. Again, I didn't really care coming in, and this match didn't really do much to get me to care coming out. But it was a cool cameo by Bubba Ray Dudley. The Dudley Boys, arguably, probably the greatest tag team of all time. They're definitely up there if you don't think so. But to see Bubba Ray Dudley in this spot in Philadelphia in a street fight, it was kind of poetic, and I loved it. Kayla Braxton interviewed Paul Heyman. She asked what Bloodline Rules match was. What does it mean to have a Bloodline Rules match? Which I kind of found odd. Kayla's asking this question. Now, I love Kayla. I think she's great. But Paul Heyman answered this question. And I don't really understand why this question was even asked to Paul Heyman. Didn't we get a Bloodline Rules match on Monday? I think maybe they forgot that they did a Bloodline Rules match on Monday. Didn't they go over the rules there? Just a little silly to ask Paul Heyman what a Bloodline Rules match was when we already got one on television. And we got one last year at SummerSlam with Roman Reigns and Jey Uso. Maybe the rules changed. I don't know. Paul Heyman mocked her. He said it meant whatever they wanted it to mean. The rules are whatever we want it to be. The match would only end when one man walked out the winner and the other man went home to his wife, Brandy. Gotta love Paul Heyman. Got to love Paul Heyman. They showed a Slim Jim commercial. And LA Knight arriving in the Slim Jim car. Then there was an LA Knight AJ Styles video package that highlighted their feud, which I thought has been great. Might have been a little hokey. But I love AJ and the fact that he flew all the way to Australia to help LA Knight lose the Elimination Chamber match. I love the fact that LA Knight was upset that AJ flew all the way over there just to do that. I love the fact that AJ didn't show up to work because he didn't want to be seen by LA Knight. I love the fact that LA Knight showed up to AJ Styles' house and they brawled right on his front lawn, only for LA Knight to be arrested. I think this feud has been built nicely. And there was really no other spot for them on this new WrestleMania card that needed to be rewritten. There was no spot for either guy, so it's either not be on the card or work the card together. And that's exactly what they did. And I thought it resulted in a decent match. It definitely was not the best match of the night, but I felt like what they did was excellent stuff. AJ Styles got new music. Now, I know a lot of people on social media are not, well, that was Tribal Combat. I'm sorry. Whatever, man. Tribal Combat, Bloodline Rules, all the same shit. Give me a break. A lot of people were upset that AJ got new theme music. Now, I didn't really pay attention to AJ's theme. AJ said it himself not too long ago. His current theme music doesn't fit his character direction, so keep a lookout for WrestleMania. We all know WWE doesn't have the best new theme musics. Def Rebel takes care of their theme music. They are awful. Very generic. They're not really customized to go along with the character. CFO Money. WWE hired CFO Money back during the Black and Gold era. They were fucking killer. They made some of the best theme musics probably ever. But Def Rebel and whatever they've been creating for the WWE superstars for the last couple of years has been less than desirable. Whatever they do, the work that they do truly doesn't embody what the character is. And I think a lot of people understood that AJ, his music probably didn't fit, but somehow, some way, WWE always finds a way to go backwards with new theme music, making you wish that they never got rid of his original theme music to begin with. But again, it didn't fit his character. LA Knight. He comes out, he hands the keys to the Slim Jim car to an old couple who will probably not use the car in any capacity. This woman who he handed the keys to was so surprised. It almost looked like she didn't realize what she won. She held up the keys, and LA Knight gets into the ring. Congratulations to the couple. They won the Slim Jim car. Now, the match itself, like I said, it was fine for what it was. Did it really need to be on the WrestleMania card? Well, if you want AJ and LA Knight on the WrestleMania card, sure. Not going to have a WrestleMania without these two guys on the card. They're both two of the biggest stars on SmackDown. But it definitely felt more like a SmackDown match than it did a WrestleMania match. But what they did in the match, to me, was solid enough for it to get a thumbs up. Now, Styles went after Knight's leg, but Knight came back with the Russian leg sweep, stomps, running knee in the corner, and a tornado DDT. Styles dropped him on the turnbuckle face first. He followed with a German suplex and a face buster for a 2 count. Styles went to the top rope. He took too long, and Knight tripped him up. LA Knight bit Styles' face, so Styles returned the favor by raking LA Knight's eyes. Knight leapt back up and hit a super release German suplex, which was one of the best spots of the entire night. AJ sold the shit out of this German suplex. He flipped over and landed on his face off the top rope. Excellent spot. Now, Styles, he starts to come back again. He applies a calf crusher. But LA Knight got to the rope and broke the hold. Styles dropped Knight's knee pad and kicked his leg into the ring post. So he then wanted to set up for a figure 4 in the ring post, but LA Knight pulled him, AJ, into the ring post himself. Knight removed the floor mats on the outside, brought back the old days of Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano at TakeOver, ripped up the floor mats. And it wasn't concrete underneath, it was, I believe it was boards that they put over ice or grass when they convert a venue to a basketball or a concert setup. It wasn't concrete. It was this hard plastic that they put on the ground. It still looked great. And I'm still sure it hurts worse than the fucking mats. But it wasn't concrete. LA Knight tried to powerbomb Styles, but Styles countered with a back body drop onto the exposed outside, and LA Knight is selling the effects of this move. So LA Knight's on the outside. Referee's counting pretty quickly at this point. It's up to a 6, 7, 8, 9, and LA Knight basically gets in right underneath the 10 count. Barely made it back in. Styles went for a springboard 450 upon LA Knight sliding into the ring, but Knight got his knees up right away. Styles hit a Pele kick, but LA Knight blocked the Styles clash. He then knocked Styles off the top and hit a BFT for the 1, 2, 3. Again, if you wanted both of these guys on the WrestleMania card, then you were going to put them in a match together because they were the best way to get on WrestleMania, by working with each other. But if you really want my honest opinion, and I've stated it a few times already, this was more of a SmackDown match than it was a WrestleMania match, but I was happy that we got LA Knight on WrestleMania because LA Knight on WrestleMania with 72,000 fans chanting LA Knight, yeah! It's his first WrestleMania. You need him there. And LA Knight gets his first WrestleMania win. And imagine this guy was on his way to being fired. That's the great thing about it. He was on his way to being fired. Imagine that. Now, but please, some of you continue to want Vince McMahon back. Where does LA Knight go from here? I don't know. I don't know where LA Knight goes from here. There is a draft coming up. I do believe that there is a draft coming up. Possibly might be happening in May. I don't know when. I don't know if it's happening in May or June or what. I don't know when it's happening. All I know is LA Knight is going to land on the same brand as Logan Paul. That's what I believe. I think SummerSlam being in Cleveland tells a lot. Logan Paul is still the United States champion. We'll get into that in a little bit, which I thought was a banger match in itself. LA Knight going after Logan Paul was the rumor for WrestleMania. And with Logan Paul still the United States champion, I do think that they harken back to the feud that they were maybe planting seeds for last year going into Money in the Bank. That's another thing LA Knight could do. LA Knight could really win Money in the Bank. He could. I think he's a prime candidate for that. Right now, you're probably looking at Gunther being the odds-on favorite to win Money in the Bank and cash in at Bash in Berlin. That's just my early prediction on that. WWE did also announce King of the Ring. We have to wait to see what the King of the Ring and the Queen of the Ring tournaments will be given to the winners. What will the winners receive by winning the King of the Ring tournament? Will it be a number one contendership to a championship match at the next pay-per-view? I don't know. That's something Gunther or LA Knight could win as well. But like I said, with Logan Paul being the United States champion, I think with SummerSlam being in Cleveland, setting up Logan Paul with the United States Championship and defending that title against LA Knight in Cleveland, where Logan Paul is originally billed from, him walking into his hometown as the heel being booed because the overwhelming fan favorite in LA Knight is going into Cleveland against one of the most hated guys in the industry. I think that's a great story to tell. Having Logan Paul lose in his hometown to LA Knight, that's my early prediction for that. That is unless they draft them to separate brands. We don't know. What happened to AJ Styles? Where is he going to end up? What is the plan for AJ? The OC is no more. They told that story. They wanted him to get him out of that group. He didn't want anything to do with Gallows, with Anderson, or Mia Yim anymore. Where does AJ go? AJ was quoted saying that he's nearing the end of his career and that this may be his last run. Is there anything else left for AJ in the WWE? When is his contract actually up? What is AJ's mindset? Where's his mind thinking? Or what is his mind thinking about how he should end his career? Does he want one more major push towards a world championship? Does AJ want to get all the dream matches that he desires out of his system? What else is there for him to do in WWE? We don't know. Actually, I do know. There is nothing. He's done everything that you could possibly ask for. Does he wait till his contract is up? Does he jump ship to AEW to get those dream matches out of the way? You know Tony Khan would love to add an AJ Styles to that roster. You know AJ would be drooling at the mouth to wrestle some of the guys over there. Ospreay, Omega, MJF, Adam Cole, Swerve. It's crazy. So what happens to AJ Styles? We could see AJ versus Cody, absolutely. AJ Styles versus Cody Rhodes? Take my money. They're going to need to line up opponents for Cody Rhodes, for sure. Solid opponents. AJ is that. I like that idea. So we'll see what happens there. But LA Knight, I think, headed towards Logan Paul in the United States title. AJ, a little bit more up in the air. We'll see what happens with AJ. But I thought this was a solid match, and the crowd loved it. And anytime LA Knight is on and in the arena, the crowd going, yeah, and cheering LA Knight, it's a good time. They aired clips from the Hall of Fame and introduced this year's class onto the stage. Paul Heyman got a separate entrance, and he entered to the old school ECW theme, which, my goodness, brought back some fucking memories, man. Unbelievable. Bunch of videos aired, including a video package for the next match. Logan Paul entered after a very lengthy video package about the United States Championship title match. It almost didn't want to end. Logan Paul entered first because he entered on a pickup truck with a prime bottle cannon attached. And this was pretty cool. I thought he was actually going to squirt out liquid here. I thought he was going to shoot the crowd with prime. That would have been shitty. But he takes the cannon and he shoots the WrestleMania logo that's on the stage, and it sets off a bunch of fireworks. So that was a pretty cool entrance for Logan Paul. He jumped off the back of the truck with somebody wearing a prime bottle suit. Now, every time a prime bottle was leading Logan Paul to the ring, it was somebody underneath the mask and somebody underneath the costume. Whoever that might be, usually ends up being KSI. It usually ends up being somebody in Logan Paul's camp. So with that, I knew for a fact something was going to happen with this being somebody that's going to come aid Logan Paul and help him win this match. Kevin Owens entered. He walked through gorilla position. And Kevin Owens walked through gorilla and met Sami Zayn and told him that it was his turn tonight. He showed him the Intercontinental Championship. Sami Zayn beat Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. And Sami Zayn goes and tells Kevin Owens, now it's your turn. And he storms out to the ring, confidence high, because he looked at his best friend wearing the Intercontinental title. I legitimately thought tonight, after watching this segment, that they were going to give the title to Kevin Owens because of what they did to Sami Zayn. They won championships last year together. And my line of thinking was they were going to win championships separate this year. Clearly, that did not happen. So Owens met Zayn. He walks out and he goes behind the L in XL on the stage, and he drives a golf cart out to the stage. Orton's music hit before Owens got to the ring. Randy Orton is looking at Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens is inviting him to get on the golf cart, and they ride the golf cart down to the ring. And looked like Randy Orton was a little scared on the back of that golf cart, man. Kevin Owens was going a little bit over the speed limit, holding on for dear life there. And they eventually get down to the ring. So basically, they are together against Logan Paul. They both hate Logan Paul equally. So they were teaming together for the first portion of this match. So, again, I wasn't really overly thrilled about the story of this United States Championship match coming on in, but the end result resulted in what I thought was the second best match of the entire night. I thought this match was a fucking banger, especially down the stretch. These guys killed it. There was no way Logan Paul, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens were not going to produce a great fucking match. That's exactly what they did. United States Championship on the line here, triple threat match. Logan Paul tried to get Owens and Orton to fight each other, but it didn't work. They teamed up on Logan Paul instead and beat him up for a good few minutes early in the match until both of them went for a cover simultaneously, and then they realized that it's going to be every man for himself, ain't it? You just want to get this out of the way now. You just want to start this now so we don't have to wait any longer, and then they start battling each other. Owens seemingly reasoned with Orton. Orton went for an RKO. Owens blocked it. He was annoyed. They tried reasoning again, and they agreed to start fighting, and they traded some stiff shots back and forth until Logan Paul knocked them both down with a double buckshot lariat. Crowd was chanting for Gatorade at Logan Paul because Logan Paul is prime, and Gatorade is the competitor to Logan Paul. Love it. Owens tried a diving senton, but Logan Paul got his knees up. Logan Paul hit a diving senton and transitioned perfectly into a splash on Randy Orton for a 2 count. Logan Paul and Orton traded uppercuts, and the crowd started booing. Orton poked him in the eyes. Crowd started cheering that. Orton clotheslined Owens and hit a power slam. Logan then tried for a springboard move, but Orton grabbed him and hit a power slam. I don't know what he was going for. It looked like he was going for another buckshot lariat, and then he lost his footing. And Orton, the professional like he is, caught Logan Paul and hit his snap power slam to cover up for the missed spot of the buckshot lariat. Randy Orton hit Logan Paul and Owens with a double draping DDT. Owens super kicked both guys. Owens hit Orton with a code breaker. At this point, they mentioned Chris Jericho on commentary. And again, not surprising, WWE has been name dropping a few people on commentary. They showed Sasha Banks in a Bayley video package. Not really all that surprising. So he hits a code breaker while falling on Paul with a senton. Owens gave Paul a package power slam and a moonsault, which looked beautiful for a 2 count. Logan Paul slipped as Owens set up his first move, but Owens managed to adjust in time. There was a spot before the moonsault where it looked like Kevin Owens was going for his package suplex off the top. I don't know what had happened there. I don't know if Logan Paul realized what was coming. He kind of twisted in the wrong way, and Owens adjusted in midair and delivered a power slam of sorts off the top rope to cover for the miscue. And then he hits the moonsault, which looked great. Orton blocked the pop-up powerbomb, hit an RKO for a near fall. Logan Paul punched Orton with some brass knuckles. Orton kicked out. Logan Paul knocked out Owens with the brass knucks. He rolled to the outside. Logan Paul tried another punch with the knuckles, but Orton counted into an RKO. Orton then grabbed the knuckles and did not want to use them. Surprising. He handed the knuckles to the referee. Orton went for a punt kick instead, which popped the crowd because we haven't seen the punt kick at all. He went for the punt, but the Prime Bottle mascot pulled Logan Paul out of the ring. So the Prime Bottle revealed himself to be streamer, cringy streamer, someone that I don't know how or why he's so successful or what type of content it is. It's just fucking garbage. IYO SKY. Wasn't KSI. KSI would have been boring. So we got one of his other buddies, IYO SKY, to show up. He's a YouTuber. So he barked at Orton, legitimately started barking like a dog. He dropped a couple of F-bombs, which were bleeped out on Peacock. So Orton grabs him, and he booted him down. He then takes the Prime Bottle suit off of him and throws him on top of the announce desk. Orton started barking at him on the announce desk and gave him an RKO on the announce desk. This was very satisfying. To me, the RKO on IYO SKY was very satisfying. Owens gave Paul a pop-up powerbomb, stunned Orton for a near fall. Owens tried for a pop-up powerbomb on Orton, but Orton countered into an RKO, which looked great. Logan Paul then gets into the fray and throws Orton from the ring to the outside, gives Owens a big frog splash for the 1, 2, 3, and Logan Paul retains the United States Championship. This was a great match. This was a banger at WrestleMania for the United States Championship. Kevin Owens is great, Randy Orton's great, and Logan Paul, a great match for him as well. Couple of miscues by Logan Paul, but he's in there with two fucking professionals that are going to make sure everything is right. And the RKO on IYO Speed was excellent. He took a great RKO. Now, where do we go from here? I don't know where we go with Randy Orton. We talk about Logan Paul potentially going after a feud between him and LA Knight. We're going to need new opponents. Again, all depends on if they end up on the same brand or when Triple H has a draft. We don't know. But I do think that Randy Orton, whatever brand he gets drafted to, it needs to be the same brand as Cody Rhodes. Unless WWE doesn't want to tell that story yet, and they're going to wait to tell that story. Because right now, it's going to be difficult to turn Randy Orton into a heel. I think a lot of people still very much want to cheer Randy Orton, but that's the money match. That is absolutely the money match. And Cody winning the World Championship and feuding with Randy Orton right now really doesn't make any sense because he's still going to be embroiled with the bloodline. We might not get that to potentially next year, Randy and Cody Rhodes. Cody's going to move on to wrestle The Rock. There's no way The Rock is going to sit back and take any of this lightly. And there's no way The Rock, being Hollywood Rock, is going to look at what happened on Saturday night where he pinned Cody and is not going to ask for a championship match after Cody beat Roman Reigns now. You're probably looking at Cody versus Rock in the main event of SummerSlam in Cleveland. That's my prediction. Early SummerSlam predictions. Rock versus Cody. We're looking at CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. We're looking at potentially LA Knight versus Logan Paul. Just throwing that out there for SummerSlam. What Roman is going to end up doing, I don't know. We'll have to wait and find out. Depends on where this goes with the Bloodline story and how quick they want to go into a Bloodline story with the tension building between Rock and Roman. I have no idea. I thought this was an excellent match. Kevin Owens, I don't know where he goes. Kevin Owens always seems like the guy that gets the short end of the stick. He's always placed in these things that don't really feel important because it's always the wrong time and wrong place for Kevin Owens. They broke him away from Sammy. They drafted him to an opposite show, and they didn't really have anything to do for Kevin Owens, and they just kind of lumped him into the Logan Paul situation. Not that it was bad. You would just think, looking at Kevin Owens and the way that they had booked him under the Triple H administration, that it was going to be a little bit better than the United States Championship. So again, I don't know where they go with Kevin Owens. So we will figure that out. Maybe he gets drafted to the same brand as Sammy now, and maybe they put Kevin Owens in the main event scene for the World Heavyweight Championship. I don't know. I don't know what they do with Kevin Owens. But I thought this match was great. United States Championship match, Logan Paul retains. Bayley. She's challenging IYO SKY for the WWE Women's Championship. Bayley had a very Egyptian-themed entrance, which was carried out, or she was carried out, rather, by 4 dudes. Graves noted that there was a Egyptian museum in the Bay Area where Bayley grew up, and that's where she got influence for this entrance at WrestleMania. Now, the rumor was that Paramore, one of Bayley's favorite bands, was going to play her to the ring at WrestleMania. That did not happen. I was surprised we didn't get Paramore. I was surprised we didn't get Downstate singing Cody to the ring tonight. But Rhea was the only one with a live entrance. Rhea Ripley and Becky was the only match that got a live musical entrance. This match for the Women's Championship with IYO. Again, feel like this was a common theme with most of these matches this WrestleMania season. A lot of what happened with Bayley and IYO, I genuinely did not care about. I cared about Bayley winning the Royal Rumble. But the turn and the betrayal from Damage Control, as soon as it happened, the angle was fine. But after that, WWE didn't do anything to really reignite the feud and add some more fuel to that fire. It was very lukewarm. It was incredibly lukewarm. So going into this thing, I didn't really care much at all outside of, I hope Bayley wins the championship because we all love Bayley and we think Bayley deserves it. And IYO's a great wrestler, and it's going to be a great wrestling match. I don't care about Damage Control. I ranted about Damage Control last night. That 6-woman tag team match was a fucking stinker. Don't really care about anything that they're doing. I think Asuka is floundering in the mid-card. I don't think she's really excited about what she's doing. Kyrie, I feel Kyrie's run in WWE this second time around has been a fucking failure. Dakota Kai, she's got no heat. She's a great mouthpiece. She's a great promo. She could be a great heel. But I don't think Damage Control is really working out there. So IYO SKY, my favorite part of Damage Control, I knew coming on in that this was going to be a match that Bayley was going to end up winning because it almost had to be that way, the way things lined up. I didn't care coming in, but I care coming out because Bayley's the new women's champion. And they ended up producing a great match. So after the entrances, we get the bell ringing, and the match starts. Bayley hits a suicide dive early in the match, but sold her leg upon landing. So the leg, 15 minutes of this match was sold on Bayley's leg. She was limping the entire match. Sky targeted the leg and smashed it against the ring post. IYO SKY then applied a leg lock on the apron as Michael Cole spoke about Bayley's past leg injury, which resulted in her missing over 1 year. Sky worked over her, but Bayley chucked Sky into the timekeeper's area. Sky tried to dive off the barricade, but Bayley countered into a spine buster. There was a reference of George Kittle, who plays for the San Francisco 49ers. He was on his feet watching, presumably cheering on Bayley because Bayley is a fan of the San Francisco 49ers. IYO fought back and hit a moonsault outside to the injured Bayley. Bayley came back with the sunset flip powerbomb into the bottom turnbuckle for 2. Bayley was being cheered by the crowd through most of this match. They were singing. I don't know, what are they singing when Bayley's in these matches? I mean, it's just something that happens throughout the match. It gives the match. This is what I love about Bayley's matches, man. The fans, especially smart mark crowds like this, and especially overseas, they start singing this Bayley tune. I don't know where it's come from. I don't know what's being sung, but it just adds a nice buzz to the overall environment and atmosphere that Bayley's matches have. I think it's great. They sang this throughout the entire fucking match, which gave the overall match a better feeling. Crowd loves Bayley. So they're singing along, and IYO hits a German suplex. She rolled through and hit another German for a 2 count. Bayley got her knees up on a moonsault, but that just hurt Bayley's leg even more. Bayley fought through it. She went for the flying elbow drop, but Sky dodged it and applied a crossface in the middle of the ring. Bayley escaped, hit a back elbow, but Sky caught her in the crossface again. Bayley tried to get a rope break, so Sky caught her in the STF. Bayley fought out, hit the Bayley to belly for a near fall. They traded strikes until IYO SKY hit a backbreaker and a moonsault for a near fall. IYO SKY hit consecutive moonsaults. She was getting frustrated at this point, but Bayley dodged the third one. Bayley tried for a rose plant, but Sky countered, flipped through it, and landed on her feet. Bayley came back, hit a clothesline, hit a beautiful-looking elbow drop off the top rope, and then a very sloppy rose plant for the 1, 2, 3. I was hoping that she would have ended with Bayley to belly. I am not a fan of the rose plant finish. I think it looks terrible. I think it's an awful move in execution. And honestly, the way that I look at things, the move was executed so sloppily and weak that when she hit it, I knew it was going to be the ending of the match. And I just felt like the botched move and the way IYO took away from the overall pinfall and the moment of Bayley winning the championship. It would have been a lot better executed if Bayley hit the Bayley to belly and then won the match off that 1, 2, 3. But she ended up winning off the Rose Plant. She wins the women's championship. I thought this was very good. I thought the match and what they laid out was very good. It was not better than Rhea and Becky. Some of you might disagree with that. But 2 solid women's matches this year. I thought the 6-woman tag team match was a fucking fail on night 1. And Bayley. What else can be said about Bayley? I don't know where they go with Bayley, but I hope WWE is doing the right thing with Bayley. I hope they have a plan for Bayley. She is someone who started the revolution, the evolution of women's wrestling. I hate saying it. I feel like it's cringy. I think WWE pushes that narrative. But the revolution of women's wrestling in WWE does not get started if you don't have supporting players like Bayley and Sasha Banks. Those are the 2 pioneers of the women's evolution. That match in Brooklyn was the reason why you got women's wrestling today in WWE the way that it is. And they never will get their flowers for it. You will never hear people talk about that match because the current generation doesn't realize that match exists. Some of you realize that match exists. Some of you realize the importance of that match. I do. I talk about it all the time when I talk about women's wrestling in WWE. Who's at the forefront of that? Sasha and Bayley. Bayley has been underappreciated for far too long. Yet she's one of the women that started the revolution. She's a fucking pioneer doing what they did. Bayley has always cared about the betterment of women's wrestling and the division as a whole. Bayley has been one of the most selfless females since the evolution of women's wrestling in WWE got kickstarted. Always put herself, she always put herself behind everybody else. She put everybody else in front of her. She put her needs, her wants, her desires to the side to help the division. You don't see that a lot. Where you get Charlotte, and you got Alexa, and you got all these other women that take, and don't give a shit about the women's division. Bayley was there, putting herself in the line of fire to help the division grow, and barely asking for anything in return. So for her to get her reward tonight, for her to get her flowers tonight, for her to get her moment tonight, it was a culmination of everything she did to help this division and everybody in it. And there's no more deserving person than Pam Bayley in this moment. Bar none. Everybody loves Bayley. I just hope that WWE has a solid plan for her moving forward. Who is going to be Bayley's first major feud coming out of WrestleMania? Don't drop the ball. Fans are ready to get behind her. Fans are ready to cheer her again. And Bayley needs to be at the top of that division as strong as possible creatively. I thought that was a great moment. Seeing her hold that championship again after all this was a great moment. Michael, Shea, Warren Treaty, T-Pain, George Kittle, Vanessa Hudgens, some of the celebrities in the crowd tonight. Snoop Dogg came out and he announced the attendance of 72,755. The main event. We are nearing the end of the night. The main event, Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. I knew this was going to go long. I figured we'd get at least 20 minutes of entrance, probably less than that, and the match would go at least 30 minutes. Cody Rhodes enters first. We got a great highlight package, which led up to tonight. Highlight packages are always a great thing. WWE knocks them out of the park every time. Cody Rhodes enters first. He's wearing this weird-looking skull mask. It was all white. It was like a nightmare mask. Don't know exactly what it was. I'm sure we'll find out. Some geek on social media will correlate the clues and give it a reason as to why Cody Rhodes wore this mask and what the inspiration for this mask was. He comes up through the stage, and he's wearing this mask, and Randy Rhodes is standing next to him as he emerges from the stage. He takes off the mask. She takes the mask. She stays back, gives him a kiss, and he looked already pretty emotional. I looked at Cody Rhodes and his body language. He looked emotional. He kind of felt like he knew he wanted to get through these next 30 minutes because he knew he was winning the World Championship. It was all over his body language. Cody Rhodes makes his way to the ring. We got a very long, drawn-out Cody Rhodes entrance. Crowd loved it, sang along, did their woes. Next, we got Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns might have had the best entrance all WrestleMania this year. He didn't get a actually, that's not true. The Rock was fucking epic. But if you're going to give me a number two, Roman was number two. Roman's entrance was fucking incredible. Incredible. This man has an orchestra of young people playing him to the ring. We didn't hear Roman's actual theme. It was all done on violins and actual musical instruments from human beings live. Roman's entrance was what the cool kids call cinema. It legitimately reminded me it was the true embodiment of a final scene in the movie where the hero all movie was about to do battle with the head protagonist, the head villain, the main villain of the story. And he walks down the aisle, and it feels like it's out of some fucking huge, epic, closing, fighting scene. It almost kind of reminded me of Final Fantasy. Honestly. It's almost as if it reminded me of Final Fantasy VII, and you go and take your party, and you get to that final part of the game where you see Sephiroth coming down from the fucking sky as the one-winged angel. That's the type of vibe that I got. You were basically watching the final boss of a movie, of a game, of WWE walk down the aisle. Just gave you that vibe. It was so fucking good. Such an epic, epic, epic fucking entrance. Now, The Rock obviously had the blowaway entrance of the entire weekend. You know, the flaming Brahma Bull. He got the People's Championship that he got handed to him by Muhammad Ali's family at the Hall of Fame on Friday. He's got the whole big screen thing where he's the final boss. I mean, it was just tremendous. But Roman's was fucking epic. So good. Roman walked down the aisle. He looked uber confident. He was like, there's not a fucking drop of concern on this man's body. Awesome. So the match starts. We get the introductions. Samantha Irvin did a tremendous job all weekend. She made it feel great. One thing that I hope WWE continues to do during these big matches, I want you guys to pay attention to what they do in the ring and think back to what they were not doing under the Vince McMahon administration. Vince McMahon never showed the commentators, or not the commentators. He never showed any of the ring announcers. I'll get to the commentators in a second. The ring announcers were never, Vince never liked the ring announcers in the ring showcased with the talent. Never. It was always they were in the ring, they made the ring announcements, and the ring announcer was sitting in the timekeeper's area making the announcements. He never wanted the ring announcer to be shown on television for whatever reason. I don't know why. Back in the day, it wasn't like that. We saw Howard Finkel all the time. Then he did away with that. I don't know if he thought it took away from the overall match or the performers. He wanted the performers to be the standout. He didn't want anything else to get in the way of that. That's long gone. And I'm glad that narrative and that initiative is gone. Samantha Irvin was front and center for all these big title matches. She made it feel fucking epic. The camera angles that they worked, they showed Roman Reigns. They announced Roman Reigns. And in the back, it's almost like it was fucking true cinema. The background was blurry. Roman was the prominent figure, clear, standing front and center of the camera, and they showed Roman. Then they go back to Samantha Irvin, and then they do Cody Rhodes, the challenger. And in the background, it's all blurry, and he stands prominently in the camera. I love it. The camera work for these title matches at WrestleMania this year, I hope they stick with that for all major title matches going forward. Tremendous stuff. New era. It's a Renaissance era. And I mentioned commentators because it's the same thing with the commentators. Not only is it a thing with the ring announcers. Vince didn't want the ring announcers to be shown on camera. But the commentators as well. Commentators are now mentioning referees by name. That was never a thing. Commentators were loose. I mean, they were loose as fuck this weekend. Pat McAfee said shit on commentary. I mean, the commentators have more freedom to do and say what they want. They have more freedom to be human, which is refreshing because it should not be a stressful position. It should not be a job where you have someone screaming in your ear to say this and use this buzzword and say this and push that fucking 18 fucking times in one match. A Renaissance era. Things that didn't make sense are going away for things that do make sense. I want you guys to keep an eye on that. Samantha Irvin did a fantastic job tonight. Some people don't like her. Some people think she's cringe. I've seen a thread on social media saying Samantha Irvin is cringe. All right. You don't like Samantha Irvin. Who cares? Everybody else does. Why don't you go fucking take acting classes and musical classes and speech classes and voice classes? And why don't you go show me that you could do a better job than Samantha Irvin? Here's a spoiler. You can't. Match starts. Bell rings. Cody, he got booed. There were some boos for Cody Rhodes. Now, clearly, Cody was the prominent babyface here, but I'm letting you guys know that not everybody wanted Cody to win the championship. There were a lot of ones at Lincoln Financial Field. They stood face to face. They circled each other, and we got started. Rhodes hit a gold dust-like uppercut early on. Rhodes dodged the charge, and Reigns went shoulder first into the ring post. Now, Goldust was in attendance. His brother was in attendance. Dustin Rhodes was in attendance. Ricky Starks was in attendance. He was in the skybox with Dustin. They were there to support Cody Rhodes, and they did their thing in the skybox. They were not going to miss this night at all in Philadelphia. So we start the match early. They start feeling each other out. Bloodline rules. There are no rules. And Cody, he grabs a table from underneath the ring after Roman Reigns went shoulder first into the ring post. So Rhodes grabs a table. Reigns cut him off with a drive-by on the apron. Reigns, I laughed at this. I don't know why I found this so funny. He takes the table and he puts it right back underneath the ring and he says no to the crowd. No, you're not getting a table. It's bloodline rules. I do what the fuck I want. You ain't getting a fucking table. So Reigns places it under the table. and he throws, throws Roman Reigns into the steel steps. So he throws Roman into the steel steps. Roman goes head first into the steel steps. Reigns uses weapons first in this no DQ match. He attacked Rhodes with a kendo stick. And Reigns tried a huge swing of a kendo stick. He basically used it as a baseball bat. He was almost like a Barry Bonds flip on the kendo stick. Barry Bonds had a very signature batting stance. So he wound up swinging this kendo stick like a baseball bat, and Rhodes ducked, nails Roman with a bulldog. Rhodes applies a figure four, but Reigns raked his eyes. Reigns was not going to reach for the rope. This is his match. These are his rules. He knows that bloodline rules will yield no break of the hold. And they called that out on commentary. Love it. So he raked his eyes. All legal. Reigns worked over Rhodes and says, I'm going to miss whooping your ass. So this is it. If Rhodes loses, it's over. Never again. They fought into the crowd. They fought on top of a table in the crowd. Reigns tried to suplex Rhodes off the table, but Rhodes suplexed him on the table. They make their way back to the ring. Rhodes went for a disaster kick, but Reigns countered with a power bomb. Reigns hit a vertical suplex, but Rhodes kicked out at one. Reigns tells Rhodes, as he's choking him out, "This is my company, you little bitch," he says to Cody. Reigns hits a fisherman suplex for a two. Pat McAfee calls it a perfect plex. God, I love it. God, I love it, man. A fisherman suplex is the actual name of the hold. Pat McAfee said that was a great-looking perfect plex by Roman Reigns. Great. Anytime there's a Mr. Perfect reference on commentary, I love it. I do it at Hog all the time. Perfect plex. Shades of Mr. Perfect with that running snap neck mare when someone does it. I love it, man. Mr. Perfect's one of the greatest of all time. So after the perfect plex, Reigns hit repeated clotheslines in the corner. Rhodes came back with some super kicks. They knocked each other down with clotheslines, and both guys are down. They get back up. They trade right hands. Rhodes got the better of it. Rhodes hit a power slam, a disaster kick for a 2 count. Rhodes went for a Cody cutter, but Reigns is getting back into the match at this point. So, if my computer will give me the actual notes here, I can continue telling the story of this match here, which all of my technology is freezing at this point. Give me a second. My notes are frozen here. Are we going to, what is going on? I can adjust. No, I don't want to do this. Give me the fucking notes of the match. Holy shit. Oh, God almighty. Give me 1 second, guys. I might have to, all right, Reigns hit the fisherman suplex. Sorry, my computer's crapping out on me. It's about to die. Reigns hit repeated clotheslines in the corner. So Rhodes goes for a disaster kick, gets a 2 count. Rhodes went for, I don't know what the fuck is going on here, man. My computer is completely freaking out, and I apologize to you guys. Rhodes went for Cody cutter on Reigns. Caught him and hit a Cody cutter for a 2. Reigns laughs and said, that move sucks. So he hits one of Cody's own moves, and then he yells into the camera, that move sucks. Nobody's ending the match with that move, which I thought was great. Rhodes dodged a Superman punch, hit some jabs, hit the bionic elbow. Rhodes cleared the announce desk, but Reigns hit a low blow and powerbombed Rhodes through the table. Reigns followed with a Superman punch in the ring for a near fall. Rhodes blocked a spear and a Cody cutter for 2. So we go back on the offense here, and I'm going to refresh my page here, because this is just completely pissing me off. And I'm sorry if you guys are watching me and this is getting in the way of me telling you guys what happened here. But my computer is completely crapping out on me. Should have brought my iPad with me. So let me get back to where I was so we can finish this review off. I might have to just use my desktop, to be quite honest with you. This is really pissing me off. All right, so we got the bionic elbow. Rhodes cleared the announce desk. Reigns hits a low blow. Powerbomb Rhodes through the table. Reigns followed with a Superman punch in the ring for a near fall. Rhodes blocked the spear, hits a Cody cutter for a 2. Reigns tries a rock bottom, but Rhodes blocked it, hit a spear for a 2. Now, there's been no outside interference here. None. I've seen some people on social media asking, where's the outside interference? Why is this a regular one-on-one match? I'm glad that they went with the regular one-on-one match, because if we got interference right at the start, I don't think it would have resulted in the epic match that we got. I'm glad that they told a story one-on-one. I'm glad that they built up to it. Why would you want to go to the fucking last part of the match first? They built up to it. And I thought that was beautifully executed. So 20 minutes or so, no interference in the match. Rhodes hits a crossroads, and Jimmy Uso finally interferes and super kicks Cody Rhodes after the first crossroads that could have beaten Roman Reigns. Reigns hits a Superman punch after Jimmy interfered. Jey Uso, all of a sudden, has his music go off. He runs down the aisle. Jimmy meets him in the aisleway. They start brawling, and Jey speared Jimmy off the fucking stage through tables down below. They never reappeared in this match until the ending. Rhodes speared Reigns through the barricade. So at this point, the fan in me is like, all right, man, we're getting something. We're getting something here. Rhodes hit Reigns with consecutive crossroads, but Solo Sikoa caught him with the Samoan spike. Solo is now in the match. So Jimmy's out. Jey took out Jimmy. Solo's in. Solo gives you the Samoan spike that we got last year and takes out Cody. And now Solo and Roman are 2-on-1 against Cody Rhodes. Solo is yelling at Roman, finish him, finish his story. Roman's like, I know, I'll do it. He gets up. He held Rhodes. Reigns hits a spear. At the same time, Reigns hits the spear. Solo Sikoa hits the Samoan spike. All of a sudden, John Cena's music hits. Cena runs down the aisle, takes out Solo, who he was in the ring with at Crown Jewel back in late 2023. Solo gave him 4 Samoan spikes to send him away. John Cena was looking for revenge. He comes back, took out Solo, gave Reigns an attitude adjustment. Crowd went crazy. Cena put Solo through the announce table with an attitude adjustment. All of a sudden, The Rock enters. His music goes off. He takes his time getting down to the ring, and Cena knew what was about to happen. Cena is in the ring. Rock gets in the ring. Rock and Cena faced off as the crowd chanted, holy shit, holy shit. Cena took a swing, but Rock ducked and dropped him with a rock bottom. History was right there. The history of Rock and Cena was right there in front of you after all these years. So after John Cena gets taken out, I'm like, who's next? All of a sudden, we hear the old school Shield music. I'm like, what? Why are we hearing the Shield music? Clearly, it's Seth Rollins. But why the Shield? Seth Rollins said to Cody Rhodes way early in the WrestleMania build, let me be your Shield. That's why we got this inclusion. This was not going to go down without Seth Rollins helping him in the end. Even though Cody and Seth lost on night one and Seth lost his championship in the open, there's no way that Seth was not going to show up for Cody here. Showed up in the whole Shield getup, vest and all. He gets in there. He entered in his Shield gear, but Reigns saw him and laid him out immediately with a Superman punch. So Cena's out. Shield, Seth Rollins is out. All of a sudden, The Undertaker's gong went off. Lights go out. Lights come back on. He's in the ring, and he's staring at The Rock. The Rock doesn't know where he is. He turns around, and he sees The Undertaker. Crowd is going absolutely out of their fucking minds. Undertaker chokeslammed The Rock. The lights go back out, and both Undertaker and The Rock disappear. Nowhere to be found. The lights come back on. Only Rhodes and Reigns and Rollins, who was selling, are in the ring. Reigns hits Rollins with the chair because he's got a chair in the middle of the ring. Seth is there leaning himself on the ropes, and Cody Rhodes is on the other side. He goes and gets revenge for all those years on Seth Rollins for what he did to him. He did it right back to Seth in that moment. Nailed him in the back with a steel chair. So he hits Rollins in the back with a steel chair. This distraction allowed Rhodes to hit Reigns with 3 consecutive crossroads. 1, 2, 3. And Cody Rhodes is the new undisputed Universal Heavyweight Champion. Brandy Rhodes gets into the ring to celebrate with her husband. We see some replays of everything that happened with Rock and Undertaker, Cena, Jey Uso spearing Jimmy off the stage. We get back. Sami Zayn's in the ring. Kevin Owens, Jey Uso, John Cena, LA Knight, Randy Orton, Brandy Rhodes celebrated with Cody. Jey and Sami hoisted Cody on their shoulders. CM Punk and others celebrated and got into the ring as well. Michelle, Cody's mom, gets into the ring. Rhodes turns around, hugs his mother. More members of the Rhodes family entered. I believe his sister was there as well. Rhodes gave his mom the title. He kneeled down on one knee and handed the belt to his mother. Rhodes grabbed the microphone. Crowd chanted for Cody. Rhodes says this was the greatest ring of people that he knows. He's surrounded by greatness in this stadium. Rhodes called out 2 people. One being Bruce Pritchard, who he said, if it wasn't for Bruce, he wouldn't be here in the WWE again. And Triple H. And he knows Triple H is no selling him and doesn't want to come out here. But I want both Bruce Pritchard and Triple H to come out here because without them, this could not be. Pritchard comes out. He hugs Cody Rhodes, tells Cody Rhodes he loves him. Triple H comes in there. They met nose to nose, face to face, and they embraced for a good 60 seconds with Triple H whispering something in his ear. And they hugged. Triple H embraced Rhodes. They had a moment before Zayn and Orton held Rhodes up on their shoulders as well. Rhodes hugged Cole. He goes out to hug Michael Cole. Michael Cole mouthed to him, I love you. Shook Corey Graves' hand. Shook Pat McAfee's hand. He shook hands with Seth Rollins. Triple H embraced him one more time. And then he goes over to the outside and goes to hug Nick Khan. He thanks Nick Khan for everything. And the show goes off the air with Cody Rhodes holding up the World Championship, and WrestleMania 40 is in the books. This was a main event for the ages. A main event for this generation that will never be forgotten. WrestleMania 40 was a culmination of past years' WrestleManias. We got The Rock, we got Undertaker, we got John Cena. They all made sense. Most of them did, minus The Undertaker, in the bloodline lore. Shield, Seth Rollins told Cody Rhodes he was going to be his Shield. Obviously, we know the history between Rollins and Reigns. Undertaker was the only one that didn't really make any sense, but in the world of the Avengers, I don't know how anybody's going to turn away The Undertaker. He is WrestleMania. He is Mr. WrestleMania. What they did tonight was something that will be remembered for generations and generations, long after we are off this earth. It was fucking overbooked. It was hokey. It was fucking crazy. It was silly. It was illogical. It was the greatest fucking culmination of talent for the greatest match that WWE could have possibly done at this 40th anniversary of WrestleMania. This was the greatest main event that WWE could have possibly produced, and they did it beautifully. And I don't give a single shit what anybody says. I loved every fucking minute of it. Every minute of it. This was incredible. You may not like it. You might not think what I'm saying is, oh man, JD's crazy. The greatest main event of WrestleMania, greatest main event of this generation, blah, 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 blah. You're just thinking in the moment. You're thinking with your heart. You might not have liked it. Don't really give a shit. WWE needed to take the belt off of Roman Reigns. WWE needed to get that belt on Cody Rhodes, and they did it in the best way possible. And they left everything open. What's going to happen with Roman? Is there going to be tension with the bloodline? Is The Rock going to get revenge? What's next for The Rock? Is he going to abuse his power even more so? Will we see a new bloodline? Will we see more bloodline members? What's Cody's next struggle? This is a whole new chapter now. The chase is everything, but now the chase is over. What is going to happen to Cody? What is going to be his first full-fledged feud? Is it going to continue with the bloodline? He's on SmackDown now. That's his home. That's where the bloodline calls home. This was tremendous in every sense of the word. Not only did we get a great wrestling match for 20 minutes, then we got the sports entertainment aspect of it in the end. It embodied everything that WWE was, past, present, and future. It embodied what WWE is, a professional wrestling company, but at the same time, a sports entertainment company. WWE marketed this WrestleMania as a movie, a blockbuster movie that you could not afford to miss. And they pulled it off with that main event, and they delivered on every fucking aspect of it. Truly, truly incredible. I haven't been that emotionally invested in a WrestleMania in quite some time. And for a long time, and you guys know me very well. If you guys are new here, start learning. I've said this for years. WrestleMania typically ended up being the worst WWE show of the year because it was all hype and no substance. Last year's WrestleMania was not a Triple H production. Some of it was. This year felt different. This year, it almost gets to a point where it's starting to feel like everything that Vince McMahon did is slowly being unraveled. All of Vince McMahon's old stories, all of Vince McMahon's old, fingerprints on certain things that he did, gone. Cody winning the championship starts a new era. Cody winning the championship begins a new chapter in WWE. Why did I so vehemently say WWE needed to take the belt off of Roman Reigns? For several reasons. Him holding the championship on SmackDown would be a detriment to the company, a detriment to SmackDown. SmackDown wouldn't have changed. WWE wouldn't have changed. We need new. We need to look towards the future. Cody Rhodes is that change. Cody Rhodes also embodies Triple H. Cody Rhodes also embodies the start of the Triple H era. Him winning the championship from Roman Reigns means that Vince is gone. Everything that was is now gone. Thus, we get the Renaissance era. But WrestleMania, how many times have I told you guys, WrestleMania was just nothing more than a fucking name. You barely got anything as far as emotion and feeling and pro wrestling. Meanwhile, WWE this year showed you exactly what the future of WrestleMania is going to look like. And if you're not excited about that, I don't know what to tell you. I told you this for many, many years. Give Triple H the ball and let his vision go. You got a glimpse of his vision. Was it perfect? No. But WWE had 80% of this card already written in November. Come the Royal Rumble, several things happened that changed the landscape of WrestleMania. And Triple H needed to rewrite the entire show. Punk got hurt. Lesnar was ousted. The Rock wanted Roman. Creative plans were changing as the show was getting closer and closer and closer. Rock wanted in after plans were in place for Cody to win the Royal Rumble, and they still went with Rock's plans, only to go back to Triple H's original plan. Imagine what WrestleMania would have been if Triple H had the original card that he had in mind already written, stories already written, things already planned from November. Imagine the WrestleMania we would have gotten if nothing threw a wrench into those plans. Imagine. Imagine WWE struggling to piece together a WrestleMania card, and we still got what we got tonight. Look at the emotion that we got tonight. Look at the story that we got tonight. Look at everything that truly embodies what WWE is. If Vince was here, we wouldn't have got it. If Cody wasn't the man, we wouldn't have got it. If Triple H wasn't there with his leadership and his vision, we wouldn't have got it. So keep all of that in mind. Imagine if Triple H had everything that he wanted go on as planned. Could have been the greatest WrestleMania ever. Look at the WrestleMania we got when he was struggling to catch up after all of these things started to happen. And this is the show he still produced? If you don't trust Paul Levesque after what you got tonight, if you're not excited about the Paul Levesque era, then you're not a true pro wrestling fan. Michael Cole, at the end of WrestleMania, said the one thing that is going to embody this entire era. I love professional wrestling. That one line to end WrestleMania says it all. And that's exactly what 72,000 people were feeling tonight. And that's exactly what you and 8,000, 8,400 are feeling right now. We love professional wrestling. This main event will go down for generations as the moment that changed WWE forever. This will go down as probably the greatest WrestleMania main event of this generation. It may go down as one of the greatest WrestleMania main events ever. Memories were made tonight. A WrestleMania moment that will live on forever happened tonight. And I couldn't be more proud to be a pro wrestling fan. Guys, we're going to get into the Super Chats. We got a lot of Super Chats to get into, and I am thoroughly exhausted. But I thank you guys very much for sticking with me tonight. You guys are the reason I'm still here. You guys are the reason I still have the energy to still be here, honestly. Follow me on social media, at JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Go check out all the other content on the channel. There is plenty of it, and there will be plenty of content coming this week. I can't wait to get back to my normal office. You guys are going to get videos every single day, and we're going to be live almost every day this week. Continue to hit that thumbs up. 3,000 likes has been achieved. Thank you guys very much. And please make sure you guys go check out my sponsor for tonight's show, Blue Chew. BlueChew.com, code JD at checkout. You guys are going to get your free sample on me. All you have to do is pay the $5 shipping and handling. We're going to start at the top with these super chats, guys. You guys absolutely killed it tonight with the super chats. I don't even know who to start with, man. There's so many of them. There are so many of them, man. Michael Krause. I hope this is the first one. Good Sunday, JD. OTS family. Yeah. And then he says, congratulations on 157,000 subscribers. Thank you, brother. My guy, D. Bastardo, with a $5 super chat. Genuine and care are two words that come to mind if you met JD. He engages with each fan and does this for hours. Thanks for today, brother. See you again. Man, I am very happy to catch up with you again, as always. Honestly, it's always great to see you. It's always great to talk to you. And I'm very happy that I noticed you in the bar today. I'm like, is that him? Thank you, man. We'll see you at the next meet and greet. Cody Snyder with a $100 super chat. Whoa! That a boy, Cody. This is my first OTS bomb now. I'll acknowledge Roman. Thanks for coming. Pro Wrestling rules. Cody, thank you so very much, brother. I would do the Cody whoa like you guys usually want me to do. But my voice is shot. It's shot. Cody, thank you for the $100 bomb, brother. Chaotic with a $199. The Roman Empire falls. I love it. We did it, JD. Cody is the new WWE champion, says Michael Krause. DC with the $13.99. Respect to Roman Reigns. Respect to Cody Rhodes. Respect to you, JD, for being the best of what you do. What a fucking ride this was. I love professional wrestling. We all love professional wrestling, brother. Michelle Moran with a $5 super chat tonight. Rocked hard. 10 out of 10, top notch. It was the Avengers vs. Bloodline. Overbooked. But awesome stuff. Have to admit, I had tears at the end for Cody. I had tears for Cody. I had tears for Sammy. I had tears for Seth. Tears for Bayley. I don't think I had this many tears for a WrestleMania in 40 years. Honestly. The Overgiver. $10 super chat. Night 2 has been way better than night 1. It was entertaining from beginning to end. I agree. Tony Brown with a $4.99. Good job, Cody and Triple H. Thank you, Tony Brown. $5 super chat from my guy, Easy. Great moment for Cody and wrestling in general. Was hoping to see Stone Cold, but great night too. I got my tickets for SummerSlam in Cleveland. M. James with a $10 super chat. A moment I'll never forget. A historic reign ending perfectly. Roman should be celebrated for what he did with that title. I had tears of joy. What a main event. Everything felt like a celebration. Absolutely. Adam JD 519 with a $5 super chat. Perfect main event. Should have been Stone Cold instead of Taker. Great end celebration. Everyone that should have been in there was there. 9 out of 10 for night 2. Yeah, I wonder if we're going to get any news on if Stone Cold was offered a spot here and if they had to go to a plan B because he didn't want to do it. Ryan Turner with a $20 super chat. What an amazing night. Made up for last night in a major way. Was blessed to be there live. Cheers, JD. Thank you, Ryan Turner. Man, you picked a great show to go to, brother. Chaotic with a $4.99. I could listen to that pop when the ref counts 3 all night. What a match. Good for Cody. Man, that bell rang more than 3 times when that match ended. That shit was fucking ringing 5 or 6, 7 different times, man. Yes, sir, with a 55 in Super Chat. Deep down, disappointed. It's not Austin, but I loved it. What a great match. It was amazing. One-Winged Will with a $50 Super Chat. Red Skies Tempo. Adrenaline in my soul. The story's been told. Finally, great night for pro wrestling. It's definitely a new era, and I love it. Let's bring back Winged Eagle. Love you, JD. Absolutely, man. It's going to be interesting if Cody brings back a new championship tomorrow, or if they unveil a new championship for the new Renaissance era. Armando with a $5 Super Chat. I love the fact that at the end of the night, Cole and everyone started saying professional wrestling. Vince McMahon is truly dead. Triple H's era is off to a fire start. I love it. I love it. Gary Gordon with a $5 Super Chat. May have been the most enjoyable night of professional wrestling I ever witnessed. Been a fan since I was 2, and I'm no spring chicken. Man, like I said, that ending brought back old fans and made new fans at the same time, man. Everybody, it was basically a celebration of what WWE was over the last 40 years. That's why it was truly special. AJ with a $4.99. What's up, JD? Cody, the new WWE champion, one of the greatest WrestleManias of the modern era. Tonight was epic. DJ with a $4.99. That was a storybook ending right there. I will admit, I did get teary-eyed when Cody finally won. I can't wait to see what happens tomorrow. I can't wait for Raw. It's going to be a great night. Gary Gordon with a $5 Super Chat. That moonsault by KO was a thing of beauty and caught with a perfect camera angle. Awesomeness at its very best. Yes, that sky cam that they got as well, man. Love it. Hopefully they keep that aspect of the production as well. A. Jackson with a $4.99. Seth is always getting in Roman's head, costing him when it matters the most. Cinema. Roman has not been able to beat Seth the way he wants. Scripps with a $7 Super Chat. Awesome show tonight. Way better than night 1. Now we can open a new book, please. Also, happy to see Steph back. JF with a $4.99. It was obvious Triple H sandbagged night 1 slightly, so we won't have to top it like previous years on night 2, which is theoretically bigger. I don't know if he intentionally sandbagged it. I think there was a lot outside of the creative that also hindered WrestleMania night 1. Senile with a $100 bomb. Senile, thank you, brother. What a ride. Sometimes there are times when you can't think of the right words. Then Michael Cole said 2 lines that summed up how I feel. Sometimes this business hits you right in the heart. And number 2, damn it, I love professional wrestling. Absolutely. Absolutely, man. Michael Cole did a fantastic job, man. His closing call when Cody made the pin was finish the story. That will go down in the annals of WWE history. Grant with a $4.99. Cody finally finished his story. Cody's reign will be good. I'm excited for the new era of WWE. Hashtag OTS for life. Hope all is good, JD. Thank you, Grant. David Thiering with a $100 bomb. Let's keep the bomb party going, people, after night 2. That I felt was better than night 1. JD, can you sometime before the end of the show briefly summarize what your expectations, predictions are for the Raw show tomorrow? Look forward to your great analysis as always. David, the only thing I could tell you is I feel that Triple H is going to bring back the true feeling of what the Raw after Mania is all about. Vince McMahon fucking killed that last year. Killed it. None of it made sense. I think what we get is the start of where we're going. You'll find out where we are going tomorrow. I think we'll get some NXT call-ups. I think we'll get Carmelo. But the energy that is Raw after Mania will be back tomorrow night. Tribal Chief with a $2 Super Chat. Cody finished the story, pal. OTS for life. He very well did. Nick Williams with a $100 Super Chat. Nick, it's fun to stay at the YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. Cody has finished the game and the champ of the lane. We are going to party, rockin' baby, if you smell what the Cody Crybaby is cooking. Nick Williams, thank you, brother. As always, for the $100 Super Chat. Rock is a crybaby tonight, not Cody. Soma with a $2 Super Chat. Shout out to my fellow Cody Crybabies. We believed. Senile with another $100 Super Chat. And oh my goodness, it's a bomb party in Philly tonight. Pour out an old-fashioned and do it like only you can, Jay. The Senile. You know it, brother. Old-fashioned. No muddled. One cherry. Slice of orange peel in there as well. Amy Van Tassel with a $19.99 Super Chat. What a great match of Cody Rhodes defeating Roman Reigns. I thought it was a fantastic match. Rodney Mosley with a $7 Super Chat. The final boss should have whipped Roman with his weight belt for losing this match. LOL. What is Roman going to do when John Cena and The Undertaker show up to help Cody Rhodes? Why would Rock blame Roman? Maybe he does. We don't know. Edward Liu with a $9.99. It really is the Triple H era. Stephanie back and saying Paul Levesque on air. Cole mentioning Hardys, Sasha, Jericho, Edge, Bryan, cameos of the Young Bucks and Omega. This Mania felt like a culmination. You guys got to understand something. Triple H loves his history. Vince did not. Vince hated his history. Triple H embraces it. All the men and women that were mentioned built WWE. Why would you shy away from them and their contributions? That's why Vince is not there anymore. Michael Grayson, thank you for the $10 Super Chat, brother. Thank you for showing up. Chris Lloyd, Cody left WWE in 2016, helps create AEW in 2019, returns to WWE, and now is WWE Champion. Been a fan of his since 2010. Happy for him. Also, congrats, Bayley. She doesn't get the credit she deserves. No, she doesn't. Michael Bertoni with a $5 Super Chat. Hopefully, Cody will reveal the classic winged eagle or a modernized eagle soon. Another great WrestleMania, and hope you are having a wonderful night, JD. Thank you, Michael. Adam with a $2 Super Chat. Anybody else catch Roman smiling during the 3 count? I did. I don't know how, if you're a part of that match, you're not smiling. That was just fucking, I mean, they got to be having a blast in there, man. That was fucking great. Such magic in that ring, man. How could you not smile? Dom Wapo with a $4.99. Story finished and ready for Volume 2. So happy for Cody and a Mania to remember. Amazing. Hashtag I'm a Paul Levesque guy. Hashtag Triple H era. Can't wait for Raw. HC Kevin, $2 Super Chat. JD, thank you for being in our lives. Kevin, thank you for being here, brother. Without you guys, I'm not here. Jason Barker with a $5 Super Chat. Hey there, I just wanted y'all to know that I'm here. Apparently, mistakenly hit the subscribe button and now I can't chat. I'm in here, though. Jason, I wish there's something I could probably make you a mod, bro. I could probably make you a mod. I know you've been so generous. I'll take care of that tomorrow. Michael Evans with a $50 bomb. Cheers to us, the OTS family. Thank you, JD, for all that you do. I love being here after every show. I have a feeling tomorrow night Solo is going to go off, and The Rock didn't look pleased with Roman either. We'll see, man. I mean, there's nothing that Roman could do when John Cena and The Undertaker come out of nowhere to help Cody Rhodes. Emmanuel, $10 in euros. It's 5:20 a.m. here in Italy. Still awake and with some tears on my face. What emotional night. I think I'll have one more beer and cold slice of pizza and toast to JD and the OTS family. Emmanuel, get the fuck to bed, brother. Go to sleep. The Miracoli with a $10 super chat. Main event was overbooked as fuck, but so fucking fantastic. Keep it up, JD, with your fantastic work. Greetings from Germany at 5 in the morning. Germany, Italy. Oh, man, I love you guys, brother. Thank you, guys. Andre White with a $100 super chat. I want in on that sweet bomb action. OTS for life. Love the channel. Thank you, JD, for all that you do. Andre, thank you for the generosity, man. Thank you for being here. M. Andrade with a $4.99 in celebration of Cody's victory. Here's my first super chat to you. Brother, what the fuck are you drinking? Welcome. Kanye's index finger with a $200 super chat. Where one story ends, another begins. I just hope Cody can do something impactful with that title, or it would be one big waste. Kanye, trust in Paul Levesque. Thank you, brother. Danny Boy with a $9.99. Just wanted to say, me and Nicole were happy to meet you today. Thanks again for the whiskey. Sorry I had to kick your ass in cornhole. Just wanted to show some support real quick on our way home. Danny, was an absolute pleasure to meet you and the lady. Thank you for the pictures. Thank you for the pokey cards. I opened them during the show. Unfortunately, I did not pull the Mew. But I appreciate you helping me out, man. I appreciate everything you guys do. Congratulations once again, and I'm sure it won't be the last. Thank you for coming out today, man. Really made our night. And I hope you guys enjoyed the show, man. Holy shit. You guys picked one hell of a fucking WrestleMania to go to. King Jackson with a $4.99. Night 2 was cool. Didn't expect Taker to show up. Glad most of the titles changed hands. Cody finished the story. Can we please get that title off of Logan Paul? You know, when Logan Paul's gone, you guys are going to miss Logan Paul. Just saying. Keith Hobson. Night 2 was way, way better than Night 1. And fuck Bill Goldberg. OTS for life. Thank you, Keith. Yes, it was. Q Sims with a $19.99. JD, a little sad we didn't get to hear that glass break, but satisfied nonetheless. I know, man. You know, that's just us being greedy wrestling fans. I think everybody wanted Stone Cold in that moment, and what a moment that would have been, but we got Undertaker. How can you complain about the Undertaker? Kyle with a $2 super chat. Question. Night 2 of 40 or night 1 of 39? Night 2. Joseph Taylor with a $5 super chat. Maybe WWE will finally start acknowledging AEW, because without AEW, Cody would have never won the title tonight. WrestleMania Night 2, 7 out of 10. Why are we mentioning AEW? Please. I don't want to talk about AEW until Wednesday. Said Suka with a $4.99. I legit cried when Triple H came out after Cody won. You don't know how much I love that man, and I knew he would move the biz forward. What a match and what a show. Been saying it for years, said Suka. I'm just glad that everybody's now finally starting to catch up. Zach Pellrine with a $5 super chat. I was hoping if Cody won, Damian Priest would cash in on him instead. No, I think Damian Priest cashed in on the right title. Why reality sucks with a $2 super chat. Cena, Rock, Taker tonight equals love letter. 10 out of 10. K Fife with a $10 super chat. I'll say it. WWE right now is the best it has ever been. Pretty hot right now, man. There's nothing that AEW can do. My guy Lewis, $4.99. Finally met the GOAT in person. It was a pleasure and an honor, sir. Lewis, I'm sure we'll do it again, brother. Thank you for coming on out, and it was a pleasure to meet you as well. And thank you for the cigars. Wolf Dragon Monster Den. Best ending possible. I know we all expected the glass to break, but hearing the bell toll made sense. Everyone that helped Cody fall to Roman before, have a drink on me and safe trip home. Thank you, Wolf Dragon. I appreciate you, brother, with the $10 super chat. Yep. Roman beat them all. So why not help Cody and Roman? They all made sense. Berserk with a $5 super chat. Bucks dropping footage shows how tone deaf they are as to why people don't like them or AEW. They'll get their cheap ratings pop and then no one will care. It is a ratings grab and a desperate one at that. And I am planning a massive rant on Wednesday. I might actually tell Jesse to stay off the show. Ransley Haynes with a $1.99. Can't wait to see Cody versus Gunther. I don't know what's going to happen. Gunther may end up moving over to SmackDown via the draft. We don't know. We don't know. ME3 with a $4.99. Clash of the Castle is in Scotland this year. I just feel like you can't have that PLE without Drew McIntyre, and I feel he will have his moment there. It's a possibility. I mean, it just makes sense. Billy Sizane with a $100 super chat. Congrats to Cody. Professional wrestling is back. Makes me happy as a 5-year-old kid in White Plains, New York. Growing up and taking shots overseas, wrestling is in my blood. JD, you the man. Thank you for what you do. Who knows, in 2 weeks, we may see history with Swerve Strickland. Oh, we will, brother. Swerve is going to win that world championship. How many people will end up watching it after this Wednesday's fucking debacle of a Dynamite? I don't know. But thank you for being here, brother, and thank you for your support. P-Mac, $2 super chat. Snoop made that 6-way match. He's gold on commentary. Snoop Dogg is always entertaining, man. He's one of those OG guys that I just enjoy listening to. Antoine with a $10 super chat. I am proud Cody finished his story, but the story continues with Civil War on April 12. Dwayne Johnson went back to Newtown, Connecticut to report to his evil cabal. Stay woke, JD and Cody. What Civil War are we talking about? April 12th? What is Civil War? Superior Tech with a $5 super chat. WrestleMania 40 Night 2 is easily top 5. My list. Something like 1, WrestleMania 17, WrestleMania 19, WrestleMania 39, Night 1, and WrestleMania 40 Night 2. It's a good list. Cam G with a $100 super chat. Cam G, what's going on, JD? What a night. What a closing visual. Cody giving the title to his mom. Like he said, the new era is kicking off right. And even after all that excitement, I get to be right here, VIP for OTS. Much love, JD, OTS for life. Cam G, thank you so very much for your generosity, brother. Thank you for being here on what was a tremendous night. Thank you. Cody Snyder with a $10 super chat. Triple H being put over by everyone this weekend. Cody beating Roman. Punk being there for it. Tells me we are truly free of Vince. Finally. VKM in Cornette's words. Thank you. Fuck you. Bye. Zeno Zero with a $50 super chat. I'm glad Cody finished his story. Roman is my second favorite wrestler under The Undertaker, but even I knew this shit needed to end. Only reason I wanted Roman to retain is because of the rants I know you had lined up for us. I'm a sucker for a good rant. Zeno, thank you for the 50. I don't really want to rant. I just want to love wrestling. But when a rant is needed, I am not afraid to give you guys a rant. And I feel like I'll be giving you guys another rant on Wednesday. A. Jackson with a $4.99. Seth's obsession cost him. Drew's obsession cost him. Priest's obsession with the belt cost him the group. Storytelling at its finest. Yeah. It's going to be good stuff. Latino 46 Heat with a $100 super chat. Yo, JD, I'm so happy for Paul Levesque. You have ignited my love for WWE. I'm so grateful. It won't be perfect, but I'm looking for progress, and it's in the right direction. Congrats, Bayley and new women's champion. Listen, bro, I want the same thing you guys want. I just want great pro wrestling. And I knew Triple H was going to be the guy that was going to give it to us, man. Nobody really believed me. And here we are. Here we are. Rich Mulatto with a $1.99 super chat. WrestleMania 17 is still the GOAT, but this one was good. Boxhead Man, $2 super chat. Truly a new era. Cody came full circle. Cheers, JD. Thank you, Boxhead. Luigi Carmine. Did you see Roman smiling when he got pinned? Yes, I did. Basic with a $4.99. Man, if what happened to McIntyre doesn't embody his old theme, Broken Dreams, I don't know what else does. If he shows up in Scotland and doesn't have that theme song, there's a fucking problem. Black Wolf Inc. with 20 in super chat. Appreciate getting to hang out and chat with you and Drew at the tailgate. I think tonight WWE finally understands how to book 2 nights of WrestleMania. I think I have to be at WrestleMania 41 now. And also, I think it's obvious that night 2 was better than night 1, with both shows overall being strong. The first hour truly set the tone of the night, and Roman Cody was legit main event match. I agree, man. WWE is not going away from the 2-night format anytime soon. The amount of money that they make, forget about it, man. We are looking at a new era of WrestleMania. Phantom 67 with a $100 super chat. Finally, the Roman Empire has fallen. Ecstatic for Cody being champion. Thank you for all you do, JD. Cheers. Brother, thank you so very much for being here. I really appreciate your support with the $100 super chat. You're always so generous when you get here, brother. And I love having you here. Lonnie, $5 super chat. The story is complete. Now a new book is set to be written, Lonnie. Prodigy Freebird at WrestleMania XL press conference. Triple H states that Roman is going to go on a whole new story that's going to blow people's minds. Gotta love that Paul Levesque, man. He's a quality guy. Boxhead with a 2. Austin no-show out of respect for Vince, maybe. Maybe. I don't know. Mad Shad, $5 super chat. JD, enjoy the channel. Just getting back into WWE for being years away. Loved Mania. Should Gunther be pushed towards the world title picture? Mad Shad, he absolutely is. Don't know whether he'll win King of the Ring or Money in the Bank, but I do think this year he wins the World Championship, that World Heavyweight Championship, not the one Cody has. Or maybe they set up for Cody Gunther. Who the fuck knows? I don't know. Basic with a 199. Old lady thought she won a free keychain. Meanwhile, there's a fucking beast out in the parking lot that she didn't realize was going to be hers, Basic. Silly. Jonathan Bordeaux, $5 super chat. Japan. Can we get one of those guys to win at Mania? WWE. That doesn't work for me, brother. Like, seriously, 26 years and you can't give them one win at Mania? I don't know what to tell you, bro. Clyde AF. $20 super chat. Damn, it feels good to be a wrestling fan right now. What a start to the Renaissance era. But not just for WWE, but for you as well. Shout out to you, JD, for your work this weekend. I know we all appreciate it. Cheers. Clyde, thank you, man. I'm going to get right back to the grind as soon as I get back to New York tomorrow. Got a lot of work to do. Vinny with a $4.99. Was there live simply the greatest ending I've ever seen? Amazing. I have no voice. Finally, Cody Rhodes had finished the story. Roman is a legend. Thomas with a $5 super chat. After Seth gets his surgery, do you think Roman will turn babyface and get the Shield back together? Is Jon Moxley's contract almost up in AEW? Thanks. Thomas, no. The Shield is dead. And Jon Moxley's got 5 years left on his AEW contract. Capital E with a $13.99. The Undertaker returning made me feel like a kid again. Hush with a $1.99. This is why we love stories in pro wrestling. Yeah, TK. See? Poochucker with a $1.99. Quite the name there. The song is Hey Baby by Bruce Chanel. You learn something new every day. I did not know that. Thank you, Poochucker. Mr. Premium, what's up, Mr. Premium? We met Mr. Premium outside The Undertaker, One Dead Man show. Elijah, nice meeting you, brother. Hell of a weekend. Cody Rhodes ends the reign. A lot of fun was had in and outside of WrestleMania. Good meeting you and Drew earlier this week. Thank you, brother. Adam with the $6.99. It's poetic that Reigns' hunger for revenge on what Rollins did 10 years ago cost him the title. What potential stories are you most excited about? You know what, Adam? I have no idea where Triple H is going. I'm glad I don't know, man. I want to be surprised. It's the best thing about it. We'll talk about it as it comes our way. Tomorrow starts a new night. Lauren with a few super chats here. Night 2 was fucking great. One of the best manias. Orton powerbomb RKO spot was spot of the night. Orton's bark and that RKO to IYO Speed was fire. Roman's enemies were in the ring with Cody. Cinema. Chili Cheese J with a $10 super chat. The moment with Roman taking his attention from Cody to Rollins with the chair in hand was a genius callback to the betrayal of Seth to the Shield. That's being overlooked. But it was pure genius. I agree. We'll talk about more on that on TNT Tuesday. Thomas with a $10 super chat. JD, I really appreciate your genuine honesty and integrity. WWE needs to hire you. By the way, if you need help on your team, I'm open for recruitment. Thomas, I appreciate that, bro. Boxman with a $2 super chat. The faces in the ending were all from the last era. Calazius with a $2 super chat. What Seth said to Mac, you fucking deserve it. Fun Shorts with a $4.99. Love you, bro, but it isn't easy to say. Imagine what it would be like if the original plan was stuck to. Things change and people get injured. It's not good to think about people getting injured, man. You just go with the fucking plan and hope for the best. Imagine what WrestleMania would look like if nobody got fucking hurt. Seriously, imagine what WrestleMania would look like if nobody got hurt. Lee Sensei with a $4.99. I think Undertaker made sense because he lost to Roman Reigns in kayfabe retirement match at WrestleMania 33, and he is the locker room final boss. Yeah, he did make sense. I don't have a problem with it. I mean, it was just tailor-made for Stone Cold to show up because of The Rock. Robert Jimenez, will Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley go babyface? I think so. Rafael De Luna with a $2 super chat. You killed the JD, the final boss of the IWC. You know it. I take bright pride in that too. Legendary Yobi with a 5. Did anybody else see those epic camera shots when Samantha was introducing the challengers and champions? It looks so damn good. Production is next level. I called that out during the title match. I talked about that tonight. That's one of the best production changes that they've made. Fun Shorts with a $1.99. I like Cody, but I'm afraid he's going to be G-rated. Cody's got to be Cody. Don't neuter him. Don't manufacture him. Don't make him less organic. Robert Brimsley with a $2 super chat. Did you hear the boos that came when Bruce Pritchard came out? Oh, I heard them. And I laughed. Legendary Yobi with a 5. Also, there are rumors that Jacob Fatu is inbound. JD, thank you for all that you do. You are a king of what you do. I wish the media was more like you. Well, I mean, everybody wants to be there and mark out over WWE wrestlers acknowledging them while I'm sitting here with almost 9,000 people live. So, you know, I am where I want to be, and they are where they want to be, and it is what it is. One of these days, maybe I'll get there and not care. Or maybe one of these days I will have a new platform, a greater platform, a bigger platform where I can actually do that thing and not have to worry about being here. Hopefully. Hollywood Eric. I just watched Carlos Ramirez versus Charles Mason for the Crown Jewel Championship at the darkest hour. Great match. Your commentary was great. Now a fan of Hog. That match was fucking incredible. Love it. Glad you found that, man. More people should go and watch that. It's tremendous. Fun Shorts with a $1.99. Excited for the AW locker room footage? No, I'm not. If this was maybe JD of 3 years ago, who was fucking diehard everything AEW, maybe. But now, no. No, I'm not. Prodigy Freebird, you asked what the crowd chants during Bayley's match overseas are. I think it's, hey, hey, Bayley. Oh, I want to know if you'll be my girl. Makes sense. Legendary Yobi, also Samantha was overflowed with emotion. She damn near cried while announcing Cody as the winner. Wow, never seen anything like that. Amazing. Goes to show you that everybody loves what they do, man. Goes to show you the genuine emotion that was poured into this fucking show tonight when Samantha Irvin was fucking crying and almost couldn't make the ring announcement. Yao Tzin Ivan with a $5 super chat. Randy's RKO to Cody on Raw after Mania. You finish your story, now I finish my legacy. One last good title run for Orton before he retires. Cheers, brother. Orton ain't going nowhere, man. Orton says he got another 10 years. No rush. Exotic Gaming with a $4.99. My brother Sam thinks that Cody will be an awful champion. Thinks MJF was returning tonight too. He needs education. And you know, Exotic, some people you just can't help. Cody is going to be an awful champion. He hasn't even started his reign yet. And MJF ain't going nowhere. Jord Sade with a Australia-made $31 super chat. No message. Man, you guys have fucking killed it tonight, man. You guys are awesome. That one guy with a $4.99. Amazing stream, JD, as always. Think we'll get a heel turn from Cody in the future. He goes Homelander, or he'll be one of the few that don't go heel. No, Cody's going to remain a babyface. AEW wanted Cody to go heel. He didn't want to go heel. Chris Drum Magic with $4.99. Will remember this WrestleMania for the rest of my life. Happy to see Cody finally win the title. Also, do you see Seth vs. Roman feud in the future? I do. They could very well end up on the same brand post-draft. Now that Roman's not the champion, it frees him up to do more normal things that he wasn't capable of as champion. Daniel Young, he, him, his. Would you come back to Lincoln Financial Field for another event? Depends on what it is. Had a great time in Philly. Had a great time at the tailgate. Everything was great. Except for the weather. Today's weather was good. Clone Force 99 with a $4.99. Night 2 was fucking beautiful. And my favorite wrestler, Cody Rhodes, finished the story. And my favorite, Bayley, won. And fuck Vince. OTS for life. I'm a Triple H guy. Seti Kane with a 99 cents. Thank you. Ball Python Passion with a 10. Triple H mentioned in the press conference that Lesnar wasn't out of the WWE. When do you think he'll return? When things die down with Vince. A decision on Vince has not been made. Dom Wappa with a $1.99. Are you going to review Mania Behind the Curtain? I don't know. I will be watching it, though, for sure. JD is the greatest wrestler ever. $7.99. I'm sure this is Demeter Bullion. My dog, Funky Punky, the guy that cost Macca Packa, I said to my wife, Paul, hey, man, Punky is Da Vinci Mac guy. He say, yeah, baby, wearing DDP earrings. Demeter Bullion. You are absolutely out of your fucking mind. You are absolutely out of your mind, bro. Awesomeville with a $4.99. I believe this is a first, but both Cody and Bayley won the Rumble and became champions compared to previous winners. Good, it makes the Royal Rumble a little bit more prestigious. George Sade with an Australiamite. $14.99. JD George from Australia. Been with you since the Get Off My TV shirt days. Keep up the good work. Any new Off the Script shirts in 2024? George, I have the Go Google It shirts. Now available on bonfire.com. I think it should be right underneath the video player, man. There's a shop right underneath the video player. You guys want to go buy some t-shirts? There you go. I'd love to bring back the Get Off My TV design, but I don't really have anybody that's going to do them like they were. The John Wick of Spider Hunters with a $10 super chat. I've been watching you for 3 years, back when Mania was the worst. JD, thank you for letting me be on your chat. I know other streams don't like my opinions or trolls. Mania was great top to bottom. 9 out of 10. You're welcome, man. No need to thank me. Thank you for being here. Chris with a $4.99. Triple H said in the press conference that Roman has a new story coming that will blow people's minds. Amazing WrestleMania. Cheers, JD. OTS for life. Thank you, Chris. Brian with a $1.99. Here's to Cody's victory. Thank you, Brian. Kylan M. $4.99. Triple H at the press conference said that Roman Reigns is going to go on a whole new story that's going to blow people's minds. Can't wait. What a night. My Damn Toys with a $20 super chat. Brother, what is going on, man? It's been a long time. Was there live, and it was an experience of a lifetime. Pure joy. Appreciate you, brother. Need to send you a new figure. I would absolutely love that, brother. I'm disappointed I didn't get an opportunity to meet you, man, if we were in the same vicinity. One of these days, man. I have that figure right over here. I'm gonna get up and get it. Hold on. Now I didn't even know you were in the chat. Hold on one second. Still got it, brother. A little dusty, but he's over in the corner, man. He hangs out in the corner. The official 1-of-1 JD action figure. Made by My Damn Toys. I'd love a new one, brother. I'd love an updated one. Let's get to work on that. Future Witzer with a $5 super chat. Wasn't the bloodline rules only supposed to have bloodline involvement? Shouldn't Cody be disqualified for this? I don't understand. No. Bro, there's no rules. Why would Cody wrestle in a bloodline rules match where he would get disqualified? Maybe you didn't pay attention. Sean Ray J with a $5 super chat. Seth deserves all his flowers. I'm going to miss him and hope people appreciate him while he is on break. He wasn't just Cody's shield. He was our shield. He was. Seth is great. Clone Force with a $4.99. That Clone Trooper helmet with Cody's logo on it from Star Wars. That fan had it in there. Front row looked amazing. Everyone hands up to acknowledge JD. Thank you, brother. Let's acknowledge the IWC Tribal Chief. Lucky Geo 13. What's up, Geo? Saw Cody finish the story in person. It was amazing. Bendover. Haha. $1.99. JD, been a fan since I was 12 and now I'm 21. God bless. Miggy Saito. In short, Cody is Cloud Strife. And Tony Leone with a $5 super chat. May sound silly, but if I could experience a moment like Cody Bayley had tonight, you would have to pay me a dime. That shit is what life is about. Absolutely. Am I a Pokemon fan? Yes, fanatics. I play Pokemon Go every day. Daniel Young, he, him, his with a $1.99. Will WWE come to Citi Field or Yankee Stadium? No. No. Guys, I am about to get the hell out of here, man. I'd love to get to bed. And I'm glad this show ended a little earlier than normal, but I am about to get out of here, man. I appreciate you guys so very much, man. You guys absolutely fucking killed it. We blew last year's numbers out of the water. Last year's numbers destroyed. Unbelievable. Thank you guys very much for all your support. If you enjoyed today's WrestleMania Night 2 post-show stream, let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Let me know what you thought of tonight, what you thought of that main event. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Go check out all the other content on the channel. Plenty of it. This is going to be a busy week. We'll be live tomorrow for Raw. Content coming, news coming. I'm going to fill you guys in on everything. Follow on WrestleMania. Make sure you guys continue to hit that thumbs up. Thank you for the 7 new members tonight. Follow me on social at JD from NY206. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. And please continue to hit that subscribe button down below and turn on that bell for all notifications. Guys, thank you for a truly memorable WrestleMania weekend. I will see you guys tomorrow right back here with more Raw After Mania right here on Off the Script. I'll see you guys later.
This